Good job. Congratulations. Congratulations.
In 2 months, Gina got one and Kevin got one. That's 2 world championships right there. You got one more to go to Regis Prograis. Let's go.
Let's go. Coach Tobler in the house. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
That's 2 champions in 1 month, man. And we got Regis coming up too. Man, you're speaking volumes, Coach. Your reputation as a strength and conditioning coach is amazing, bro. I mean, what you do to these athletes, your personal experience with fitness, man. You're turning these athletes into machines, man. They're dogs, and all your athletes are tough, Coach. Mad respect. Keep doing what you're doing.
The sport doesn't really, they don't really recognize conditioning. It's funny because the fight you have to be conditioned to complete a fight, and I just don't know if you can do enough boxing. I mean, they go hand in hand together, bro. So shout out to all the conditioning coaches who's doing their jobs and have passion for what they're doing. Just continuing to keep it. Some guys think they could do it by themselves, and a team effort. And I was a part of a great team, man. Oh man, I couldn't even.
Kind of going in and out.
Did his audio cut out?
Yeah. I kind of want to add on to what Coach is saying, because a lot of people take for granted the fact that you got to be in shape to take them punches. That's a big part of it. You want to be strong to take your opponent out, but you also want to be strong to withstand that war that you're about to be put into. So having a strength and conditioning coach that understands that and that, can build your armor and get you ready for that war is very important.
Yeah.
It's different levels of conditioning, like the stuff that I do, it taps to the boxing, it taps to moving in the ring, it taps into recovering, breathing techniques, and all the explosive endurance. And as you got to know those. You got to know all the different ways to get those different pockets that a fighter needs to get into the ring, male or female. And each fight presents a different challenge, and it's going to be one of those fights where Mikaela has to keep that power.
We have to figure out that audio situation.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, Coach. Yeah, the audio's messed up a little bit. Shout out to everybody coming in. We got Thomas from the Bronx. We got his audience in the house too. Salute to everybody tuning into TD Sports, tuning into Mo Boxing, no problem. We're live on multiple platforms. We got Coach Evins Tobler, who's Mikaela Mayer's strength and conditioning coach. Also, he's a strength and conditioning coach of Regis Prograis, who has an upcoming fight against Jack Catterall here coming up soon in October. So shout out to everybody.
Yeah, Coach Tobler, can you
hear me now? What about now?
Yeah, way better.
I think you're good.
Better? Okay.
Hey, first off, man, congratulations. I'm so glad that Skywalker was able to, connect us back in the day. We definitely enjoy having you come on. And man, I think something that's definitely not it's not being talked about enough is the way she went up a weight class, right? She went up a weight class and she fought a killer at the weight class. Not only was she able to absorb the punches, the punch resistance was there. She also was able to sit down on some stuff. And I was like, man, that type of conditioning, you don't see that You don't see people going up another weight class like that and just doing the way she did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, coach, man. I mean, if you got some, how'd you get her to 147 and be sturdy like that?
Well, the deal is like Mikaela. I think Mikaela had a problem, not a problem, but she made 130, 135 because she's a fucking dog, bro. She's a constant professional, and as her body matured, going up, I made sure that we didn't do anything that was going to take her over the top, but get her in position to handle that weight and handle on a comfortable level. So we did a lot of things with that weight because I could have easily threw her in the weight room, doing a whole bunch of other things, but that wasn't my plan. My plan was to build the muscle endurance, speed, power, and like the recovery time. We did a lot of things that helped her throughout the fight with her legs, sitting down the punches. That little inch that you bend as a fighter helps with the power. And it's funny, if you've never done it before, it's very difficult. And can't that was our fight. Sit down, sit down. So I did a lot of stuff with her legs, a lot of stuff in the water, a lot of stuff, just body weight type things. And when she got to the fight, everything that we worked on, bro, I mean, she was sitting down on body punches. She was pop, 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 pop. And the training, we was working on those things, but we had to do these things constantly over and over and over and over again. And Coach Mitchell, and Coach Jaffe were like, we got to do these things in training. They transfer over to the fight.
Right.
And Kofi and Coach Al in the ring. And there was days that we collaborated. Some days where I had to do something different because she had a tough time in the ring. And so we had to adjust the workouts. But everything that I do, I tell fighters all the time, everything that we do, everything that I do is related to boxing. Because anybody can say they're conditioning coach. A lot of things that you do for different sports, the conditioning has to relate to the activity that you're asking your body to perform at that moment. If not, you're going to get tired. And we see that a lot in boxing, this high level. I see it, and I could pick out 10 fighters right now that could change their whole game plan. But I'm not doing that because they're not paying me.
You're building a really good reputation, man. A lot of people are starting to take notice. You know what I mean? And a lot of your athletes are always tough. Like the fights that your athletes are in, they can take punches. That's another thing that I noticed that's different from other strength and conditioning coaches. You may see the athletes strong, but you don't see them absorbing. And your opponents can absorb shots, bro. Like you're making them. I don't know what you're doing, coach, but man, you're making them super tough, man.
And it's all about recovery. It's all about recovery. And when you look, I said this a long time ago, maybe a year ago. I said when I competed in track and field in the long jump, all I fucking ever did was run and jump. I can still run and jump right now. So when you're fighting, tell me why you're not punching. Tell me why you get tired in the ring. It don't make sense to me. So, man, I just thank God that I'm able to see things, and track and field was a big part of my whole entire makeup of learning different sports, the biomechanics of each sport. I could condition any athlete because I know biomechanics. I did a long jump and I had to run in the air 2.5 hitch kicks. So that's a lot of body control. So I know the body. Boxing is easy for me. I mean, all you fucking doing is punching. You got to get the athlete in position to punch.
So, Coach, you talked a lot about recovery, and a lot of recovery comes from breath work, and breathing correctly throughout your exercises and throughout boxing. Do you have a technique or a way that you work on breath work with your fighters?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a simple one that's an easy giveaway.
Mm.
even if I'm running, even if I'm running 10 times, 20 times 400 meters, you have to breathe. Whatever level you're at to run that interval, you have to breathe just like you're breathing in the corner. Because we breathe differently in track and field. Hockey players breathe differently. Basketball breathe differently. Football, there's a different breathing pattern. So you got to figure out what that breathing pattern is for that athlete and try to work that in at the worst level of fatigue. That's free game right there.
I think you answered Jesus' question. He was asking about the breathing technique for boxing in the ring. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
man.
if you're a fighter, you gotta be able to breathe. At the even after having a 3 minute round to where you're flurrying, you got to figure out a way to recover from that. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. But you have to have sessions throughout the training camp where athletes are practicing that during the fatigue stage.
What's also hard too is learning how to breathe in, like with sparring, with getting punched and trying to breathe, at the same time as you're taking the punch. And that's another thing with boxing that's different than a lot of sports. You have to really learn how to breathe, man, while you're getting punched.
Well, a lot of the punching and the breathing is according to how you relax. A lot of fighters going in, they're so tensed up. You never get a chance to calm everything down. You calm everything down. You can throw a punch fast as hard as you can, but if you're not relaxed, it's not going to work. The arm is relaxed. The power is in the end of the fist. You got to figure out a way so when that fist hits the target, it explodes at the most relaxed state possible. So you don't fatigue that muscle and build up lactic acid. Y'all make me go into a science part here.
Yeah.
No, that's good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Hey, coach, so what do you do thinking about the body? Because some fighters, they can't really handle it to the body as well as others. And I know some training goes into that as well, making sure that you're ready to take those types of shots.
Yeah. Well, that also is a part of the breathing. No matter what we're doing, you can still throw some ab work in there. Those are basic things that people forget about, man. If you're a fighter, you should be at least do 500 to 1,000 sit-ups every day. I'm talking about old-fashioned sit-ups, bro. All the crunches, all the things that you have to do to strengthen that ab section. V-ups, crunches, old-fashioned sit-ups, man. You could crunch. Crunch is like putting icing on the cake, That ain't gonna make your stomach strong. It's like a layer. But a lot of athletes can't do a regular V-up. Where you come off the ground, your upper body comes up, you touch your toes, and you go back. A lot of them can't even do that. So you have to find ways.
You know what got me the other day with my abs? The ab roller, man. I hate the ab.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still hurting. Right.
Yeah. That's that body control, that whole body. When I do the ab roller, I go down, my knees are on the ground. If I'm bent, I go down, my knees are up, they're in the L position. Our whole body goes over and it comes back. My heels, I'm never on the ground. Some guys, they're on their knees, they lay out. When I lay out, my legs are up.
Right.
You got to come back up and see when you pull that in, you can't pull the body all the way back. You have to stay on top of the wheel, pull the wheel in, like a cat hunches his back. The weight stays on top of the wheel. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that one, even though I'm hurting already.
That's the good
All your
one,
fighters are pro swimmers too. What's the advantage of swimming over running and stuff as far as cardio? It gives you a better workout.
Well, they're the same thing, but sort of the same thing. But swimming is like the fight, depending on what you're doing in the water and how you're breathing. Because you're moving your arms, you're moving your legs, and you have to breathe, and you have to stay relaxed. So that's like the fight. I love the pool. My fighters swim twice a week. We hit the pool twice a week. I don't play with that water. I got some crazy pool workouts, bro, for swimming.
Yeah.
Hey, Skywalker, you wanna get Thomas in before I
Yeah.
ratchet
This
the
is
pressure up.
this is my brother Thomas from the Bronx. He was at Madison Square Garden Friday for the Mikaela Mayer Sandy Ryan card. He met Coach Evins Tobler in person. Got a great interview. He had Coach Evins Tobler right after the victory. And
Yeah. First of all, what's going on, Skywalker panel? What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well.
Lou Thomas.
Coach, what's going on? I don't know if you remember me. I caught you right after the win. You was jumping up and down.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. I wish I would have got you like 10 seconds earlier. Man,
I was over the moon, bro. I was over the moon, man.
you was hype, as you should be. That was first of all, that was a great fight.
Yes.
And I thought it was an evenly matched fight. It was great, but just to hear, and the new, I mean, that was a spectacular moment, So, and I saw that you was hype, and I appreciate you coming and talking to me real quick afterwards. That was pretty cool, especially I got the first clip.
Oh, wow.
Right after, so you know what I'm saying? And I immediately sent it to Skywalker. That's why afterwards I came. I was like, my boy Skywalker, and he was like, yeah, that's my guy. So salute to you, salute to Mikaela Mayer. That was an awesome fight. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it. Well, appreciate it.
Let's turn this thing up a little bit. Now we know Coach is the ultimate competitor, right? Like you even got the shit talking down real good. So I mean, did you make some suggestions or something? I'm not asking you to confirm or deny anything, but I mean, sometimes people just throw stuff at the wall and it sticks. You feel me? Sometimes it's red.
Well, the goal was just stay focused. It was real beef between the two girls.
Mm-hmm.
Real. And everything, and people think I be talking shit. I just speak facts, and it may sound like shit, but if you can't handle your own facts, that's the problem most of the time. Motherfuckers don't know how to take their own shit. If I did it, I did it.
Do it.
So this was one of those fights where we had to channel that energy into her fist, and that's what we did. So I had sessions. We talked a lot of shit about it. And Mikaela is not backing down from nobody.
We see.
Yeah.
She ain't backing down when old girl hit it with she thought she was gonna come in there and bully Mikaela. And I was like, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you something. We had the sled, right?
Mm-hmm.
People doing the sled all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? That sled, we do that sled for 90 minutes, maybe 3 minutes.
That's what's up.
Okay? That's only half of the quarter of the round. That's more than half the round. So I knew she wasn't going to get bullied. But the problem here is that the girl thought when she hit Mikaela, pop, pop, Mikaela hit her right back. Right back. So I had sessions where I had her doing shit. She was tired. I made her get right back at it. Right back at it. No breathing. Right back at it. So that right there, what I call it, it's like a brainwashing effect. The nervous system gets attacked just like that. And that's what happened in the fight. If you watch it, Sandy Ryan was biting down on those punches, and Mikaela pop and hit her right back with it. So she broke her will, bro.
There was an instance in the fight where I saw that Mayer dug deep. I thought Mayer got rocked a little bit, and I thought she stumbled a little bit, and you could tell like her face like changed, like that she dug a little bit deeper, and then she just like battled back. Like, and that's what made the fight as great as it was, because Ryan did come and try to bully her, and it was a back and forth. I thought it was an evenly fight. I thought it could have went either way, but you could tell like Mayer was there, and she was well conditioned, and that all respect to you, you got it that way. Yeah. But you could tell in the later rounds, watching it live, she was digging deep, and she battled back. That 10th round, that was all heart, and so.
And they didn't expect Mikaela. They didn't expect Mikaela to go to the body.
Mm-hmm.
And coach was like, dig down, go to the body. We did that in training. So guess what? Everything we worked on in training, she sat down and she was sitting on those body punches.
Right.
I think our girl went to the hospital after that for them body punches.
Yeah. Coach, I got a question from Jesus in the chat. He said, did you see Ryan fighting angry, not controlling her breathing? Did you see her with her emotions?
Man, honestly, I wasn't really focused on her. I was looking at Mikaela, and I knew at the round after round, I was in the stands, and some guy was talking shit to me. I said, I tell you what, you can talk that shit, and I'm gonna come back over here in a couple more rounds. I said the fight gonna start around 6. But your ass right here, and I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. So after the round 9, 8, or 9, I looked over and he was still there. I wasn't gonna forget about his ass. So soon as I hit my man, I went over there. I said, "What happened now? What happened now? What?" But it was all love, though. It wasn't no matter my. But I said, bro, that's when the fight, round 4, 5, 6. That's the fight. That's when you start seeing if people are ready or not.
Yeah.
Now, Standing Round was in shape too. She was in shape.
Now let me ask you: did you worry when they were announcing the scorecards? Because the last fight,
the first, I was like, wait a minute.
She was robbed against Jonas.
Oh yes, for sure.
She was robbed. I thought Mayer won that fight easy.
This fight was a lot closer than that, but I still think I said Mikaela did those judges, man, those judges need to be gone for real. Yeah, it was close, but it wasn't no draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the perspectives are a little bit different from being from seeing them from where you are versus where we are at home. It's perspectives are a little bit different. We talk about that a little bit over here on our channel.
Man, they was digging.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. I don't know if anybody asked you, but do you know anything that happened with Ryan before the fight? Do you know anything that may have happened?
I was in the lobby, and I was at the bar just waiting for my team to come down, and I saw her walking out, and then coming back in, they like somebody threw paint on. I'm like, who would do that?
Yeah.
People, we in New York City, bro. I've seen people snatch a rack of clothes and run down the street.
Don't give my city a bad name now.
Come on, man, that's
never happened before. It's not like y'all were in the Bronx. Y'all was in the city.
Yeah, I seen it in Manhattan. I seen people snatched up, and I seen a crowd open up and they close.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
I've seen it many times.
They're calling this fight of the year candidate, coach, and a lot of people were saying, man, this fight was real close. Some people are arguing with the scorecards, but everybody can agree it was a close fight, very tough fight. And me and Ernest said this right after the fight, man. We were like, man, if Coach Tobler didn't, if you didn't, you weren't with her for strength and conditioning, she needed that strength and conditioning. Just like Tommy the detailer, he said, do you think the conditioning made her go the distance? And I believe, man, with your skill, you definitely made her win this fight, man, coach.
I've been Taylor for years, and I've been telling her we need to get together. Not that her condition would suck, not that it wasn't working. I just said I could add something else. I could add a little something else. And she trusted me this camp, and we did things a little, it's a little different. She's had great conditioning coaches before me. I just had a little different twist on how I wanted to do things and how I thought things would work out for her. She trusted my methods. She did everything first class. And, all athletes don't complain, but her complaints were not complaints where she didn't finish the work. Everything that we did, everything I asked her to do, she did it. And I told her it's going to translate over to the fight. Here we are. And
absolutely it did, because in my opinion, this was Mayer's toughest fight. Yeah. She's never been in a fight like this. I mean, the other two losses she had, arguably, she won as well. I thought she won the other two fights. I thought the last fight was a robbery against Jonas, and I thought against Bumgarner. I thought it could have went either way, but I had Mayer winning the fight. But this was definitely the toughest fight, and I'm telling you, if you guys seen it on TV, but being there live, you could tell she dug deep in those last 3 rounds.
He's right there, and you could hear it, the body punches she was hitting. She ready. She locked in.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say So I saw those other 2 fights as well, and I thought they could have gone either way. I will say that the difference that I saw in this one, which I think got her the edge, because I thought it was 97-93 is what I thought it was. I thought it was all Mikaela, is that when we got to those later rounds, her form didn't drop off in the way it did in some of those previous fights. So I think that's why some of the judges may have seen it going the other way in the two previous fights. But in this one, her form it remained. So she was built for that attrition, and I guess that's your work going into play right there.
Man, look, I always sit tight in fights, even when Regis fighting. After round 4 and 5, now we're gonna have a fight because all the adrenaline's probably go down. Your nerves get calm in round 2. Round 3, you start picking it up. Round 4, you start picking it. Round 5, we going balls to the wall. Let's see who's gonna break first. And if you look at all the fights before Mikaela this year, I mean, come on, man. Look at the fights. Guys getting fucking tired.
Yep.
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah.
I should be working every 8 weeks. I should be working somewhere.
That's right.
You talked about it a little bit earlier about how you and the boxing coach kind of have to be on the same page and work together. Now, when it comes time for your fighter to get into the ring, your job is already done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how much or how fast do you take off the trainer hat and you look at it from a boxer perspective and you think, okay, this is what we have to do from a tactical standpoint in the ring? Do you ever cross that while you're watching your fighter?
I don't cross to any technical things. I don't do any of that. I just make sure that if the coach is telling Mikaela that I go to the boxing sessions, whoever I'm dealing with, I go to the sparring sessions, and I want to know what the plan is, what they're doing, what's the game plan. And in this case, we wanted Mikaela to sit down on her punches. So I had to create training sessions to where I had her sitting down, conditioning that muscle to do what they were asking her. If they wanted more punches, I had to find ways to make her throw more punches during the cardio, during the conditioning sessions. So my thing is to make sure that when they say, well, we're going 8, they go 8 rounds. Okay, 10 rounds, to me, that's 30 minutes. I need close to 45 minutes of work with her. You know?
So let me ask this question a little bit more specifically. So we're sitting ringside watching your fighter fight, and like I'm saying, or let's just say your fighter's down a little bit. Do you ever in your mind, as we all do, we all sit ringside and we watch these fighters and we say, well, if they only throw the jab or if they only throw the cross, do you ever in your mind while you're sitting ringside ever think about those kind of things?
Oh yeah. I've been in sport long enough to know the things that the weaknesses that a fighter has, the things that they need to work on. Some fighters, they keep hands low, some keep them high, but you know, it's not my place to say, hey, I could do things. I could listen when I see fighters, when I see them dropping their fucking hands. You know what I do? I put them fucking dumbbells in the hand and I make them fucking punch. So they don't even understand. They don't even understand. Oh, you're not holding your hands up, but guess what? I'm gonna get them 10-pound dumbbells. I'm gonna make your ass punch until your arms drop off. By the time you get to the fight, you can be way the fuck up here. So, I mean, I listen. I go to the sessions. I listen, and you know, I'm a boxing fan too. When I'm watching the fight, I see things, you know, and sometimes you could tell the coach. Sometimes the coaches don't see it. But I've been fortunate enough to be with coaches to know what they're looking at. So I don't really have the same thing. I think I do have those thoughts in my mind. And if I see, like when I saw Ryan hit Mikaela with a hard punch, I look at Mikaela's reaction. She take that shit. I was like, oh fuck, she ready. She ready. You know, so those are things I look for. Even with Jenny, when Jenny fought the girl in California a month before Mikaela, I was stretching Jenny in the locker room, and everything was. I was doing the stretching. Everything was fine. The glutes, her legs felt strong. Her everything was strong. I said, you're ready to go. The same with Mikaela. I was stretching Mikaela in the locker room. The glutes were fine. The hamstring was fine. She was light on her feet. I knew it was going to be an excellent night. So
Coach, do you you know, I always like to ask. I'm into the psychology aspect of it. Do you actually incorporate any like psychological techniques in your training, or is that something that you allow to the coaches to deal with, or do you make an agreement to kind of do both? Because I mean, there would be some points where somebody might have to dig deep.
Well, yeah, I do. Everything I do is psychological. So look, some fighters can handle it, and some of them can't. So you got to figure out ways to get that in, right? Like I have, like I said, with the 20 times 400 meters, right? I'm gonna have you running 24 meters. If I tell you that, and you start complaining, I know you're not ready. If I usually I'll say something and I'll walk away and get my watch and say, let's go. I don't have no, that's mine. I get the mind ready. I tell them to do something and I'll just sit. I won't say one word because you don't know what's going to happen. You just got to, I tell them, don't fucking come here if you're not ready to work. Don't fucking walk through that door if you're not ready to work. I'm going to have some work for you. And I'm not going to tell you how long you're going to do it. You just do what I tell you to do. And a lot of times, man, they do it and they don't. I had a story. I was coaching years ago at the middle school level in track and field. I won 37 championships, 37 or maybe 40 of them. I had kids, 64 kids, middle school kids. They're grown women and men right now. I had a girl call me last week. She's 36 years old with 2 kids. She says, Coach, I never forget that day you told us to run 15 400s. Ooh. That was the toughest thing in my life. Ooh. I said it to them, I turned around and walked to the finish line, and they all were looking at me, and I was like, let's go. So when it came to race day, I said, hey, listen, what did we do in training? We ran 15 400, so you can do one, right? They look at me, yeah, I can do one. Everything you have. We never lost a competition. So even when I competed in track, I long jumped, right? When I took 10 steps, every time I took a 10-step long jump and I jumped 23 feet from 10 steps, I knew I was going to jump 26 feet. I didn't give a damn who showed up to the competition. I knew that was I was going to jump. And the same with fighting. If you got a 36-minute fight and we are training for 50 minutes, whatever we do, if we can do this for 50 minutes, the fight is going to be easy physically. It ain't even a brain. It's physical activity, but it's done way beyond the time that you're asking your body to perform. That's why I keep telling you, when you're working with me, you're not going to get tired. Because if it's a 12-round fight, we're training for 24 rounds.
Mm. Hey, Coach, I had a question. Oh, go ahead.
No, just all right.
I just want to ask you, Coach. I know that you're heavily involved in sports and weightlifting and bodybuilding, and I know that takes like a lot of discipline. But we're all military vets, man. You always come off like you're a vet, bro. Like with your training, with the.
I took a lot of y'all military stuff.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're all vets right here. You sound like our, like NCO, man.
Look, they trained to break you.
Drill sergeant.
Because my coaches, the coaches I had in track were the best on the planet. And every time I came to the track to train, they never told they asked me, are you ready to go? Okay, we're gonna run. And I had this coach here in Houston, Wen Young Yang. He coached the first high jumper to jump 7 feet 11 inches. Held the world record for a long time. I remember one training session we had to do after weight training, we had to run 6 400s and 6 200s. I was like, Coach, I'm not ready. He says, go home.
Wow.
If you don't want to do it, go home. You're wasting my time. He turned around and walked away. He said, what are you going to do? You're going to run or you're going to go home? I got my ass on the track and I ran everything he asked me to run.
So that was going to be like kind of my question. Like, your methods, have you taken it from any other strength and conditioning coaches, any other maybe notable boxing strength and conditioning coaches?
No, honestly, bro, what I'm doing with these athletes, I lived as a track and field athlete.
Okay.
And I even had a chance to play the preseason in football because I could run fast and I could jump far. And my methods are just the things that I've been instilled in me by other coaches that I had throughout my years competing as a collegiate athlete and as a professional. Now, I know there's some coaches and there's some conditioning coaches that game I think that are pretty good, but I still think that we need, when you train the boxers, your training session has to be boxing related, all of it. And I honestly, I think some weight training is good, but the strongest people in the strongest athletes in the world don't lift no fucking weights.
Yeah.
Gymnasts and military.
Mm-hmm.
Or and look, and even in the jail, one of my boys, Marlon, shout out to Marlon Johnson, 3MG Boxing. Anyway, they had this thing called 25 down,
Yeah.
30 down, 50 down. You can do whatever you want with that number. You know how many push-ups, and you could build anything off of that. So I take bits and pieces from people that I know what the hell they're doing, man. Then my own knowledge, and then the level of the athlete can always rise with physical confidence, what I call it. You get an athlete and doing all this work and they're having good sessions and their mind is intact, it's difficult to beat an athlete like that, you know. So yeah, I like I should have been in the military. I was going to go, but I was still competing in track, man. I like the discipline that they display as well.
Oh yeah.
I want to shout out Ryan in the chat. He lost his father. He's being buried Friday. He spent 4 years in the Air Force. Respect to your father, Ryan. Condolences, brother. So, yeah.
Condolences for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, I was gonna mention, Coach, you definitely had Jenny ready because after the fight, she had a bone sticking out her hand.
Oh yeah,
bro. I told Jenny. I said, just hold on for a minute. You are the perfect example of adrenaline levels. Well, I told her before she got in the ring. I said, Jenny, your muscles, everything is on point. You firing, everything is moving quick, explosive. You're gonna have a great night. On the stretching, when I told her just that, and she did that in round one.
Yeah, crazy.
And she kept fighting, bro. I was like, and so we sitting at the table, and she finally, after the interviews, after 10 rounds of fighting, she's sitting, and all of a sudden the pain hit. I said, hold that shit right there. I said, you learn something right now. I'm telling you, this is what I've been trying to get you to understand, that the mindset is very, very powerful. You just proved it to yourself. You got a fucking bone hanging out your hand, and you went 10 rounds with this. And when it hit it, the pain hit it so hard, I was like, I love it. I mean, come on, who does that?
Right. I hadn't seen it. It's crazy.
The girl she fought, Cobra Ruiz, she's tough, man. I mean, both these girls that you train went in the ring with killers, man. I mean, real good competition, not ducking no smoke, fighting the best. So shout out to the ladies.
Yeah, man. Women. It's funny because when I coach women basketball, they do everything correctly. You tell them to run a play, they run the fucking play. You tell the guys to run a play. I said, Coach, what? I said, run the fucking play. But it's women. They're more disciplined, man. They do that shit to the T. You think well, the play wasn't there. You could have ran something else. No, Coach, you said run this play. They're gonna keep going and going and going until they get it. So, women, they work. They got to work harder, man. It's crazy. They do it.
Yeah,
they've been doing it. So, shout out to women, like you said.
Hey, Coach, got another question from Dion Clubs. He was on the last interview with you when Mikaela popped in. He said, do any fighters' work ethic and training remind you of any notable bodybuilders you may know?
Yeah, my boy John Sherman, the guy that trained me when I was competing in bodybuilding. I got my ass kicked the first time I competed. I was like, fuck that. I'm winning every show. I won every show, bro. I won every. I did bodybuilding for fun. When it was time to go to the top professional, I was like, nah. I was in my 40s, man. I was like, I'm done. I'll watch it from the sideline, but I loved it. John Sherman was a monster, and we're best friends. I also learned a lot from him too. He's won Olympia stakes like 2 or 3 times. So everything I've done, all the coaches and athletes I've been around, man, they've been top class, world class, Olympians and professionals. You can learn something. I'm never too I don't know. I'm never too smart not to learn anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, sir.
So I'm always trying to learn something from people, man.
Hey,
Are you
tell us about Regis. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I want to hear more about my
have you-
boy Rougarou, man. That's my bro,
Yeah,
man.
Rougarou.
if
Training.
you working with Mikaela, have you had an opportunity to do any work with Regis? Or I bet
Oh,
you haven't. He like, yeah.
Yeah, we've been working. Before I left, we was working. I'm tomorrow we right back at it. Before I left, that's why I came to New York on Thursday, because I was here training Regis for his fight. We right back at it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's how I learned about Regis. I was watching YouTube videos and I seen the boy complaining about the training. I was like, oh yeah, he getting worked.
Yeah,
And like he was complaining the way like he was mad that, man, I gotta go to train. I'm gonna beat somebody up type man.
yeah. But I told him, I said, you want to go to the fight. You're not gonna want to fuck with me, because I'm gonna pull everything out of you.
Yeah.
Pull it out of you. And Regis is one of those athletes, man. I've been blessed to work with that kid. He was my first world champion, 2-time world champion, soon to be 3. And when I tell you, Regis had that drive, that noble spirit. I mean, coming from New Orleans and all the things that they'd gone through, when that kid said he was going to be world champion, he was world champion. Started boxing late. You know, they said when you start this late, him and Mikaela started late in boxing. And guess what? They
Shit, we lost him.
Might have got a call or something.
He might have got a call.
But
yeah, 2-time world champion. And it's not supposed to happen, but they worked their ass off. And that's where they are right now. So as you get older, you kind of adjust things to fit the athlete's age and stamina. But he had to slow down, and he wants this fight. It's funny because Regis is one of those athletes that relaxes when he gets once he had the belt, he just chills. But the drive to get the belt, he fucking crazy. I'm like, dude, you got the weirdest type of, but let's go anyway. I don't give a fuck. Let's work.
You think because wasn't he like in jiu-jitsu or like martial arts before that? You think that had something to do with his mindset?
No, he's always been tough mentally. He's always been a kid that he's gotten shied away from work. So when I figured out he was that, I had to take the level higher. He's never going to outwork my mind. I'm never going to let him dominate the workouts. When I feel him doing something at that level, I take it another level. You know, when I can get an athlete to say, "Damn, man, what's next?" I'm good. And he's never been hurt in training. I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of crazy shit with Regis.
Yeah.
Just for the mindset. He's a fighter. He's a fucking fighter.
Hey, y'all better be prepared for some retaliation. You better get him a paint shield, because I feel like somebody gonna want some get back.
That's crazy, bro. It's a make or break fight for Regis, bro. This fight's he's got to win this shit, bro.
Jack Catterall. It's a good one.
When do you think? Well, you got up, but I want to ask, when are they going to go to the UK? Are they going to go a week, maybe 2 weeks before?
I don't know when we're going.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think would be best? Like maybe 2 weeks before or 1 week? I mean, the week of is all the press.
We'll probably go there. We'll probably go there maybe 2 weeks before. I'm not sure, man. I just go when they tell me to go, bro. I don't have under that shit.
Hey, it's too much temptation over there, bro. Listen, Regis had too good of a time the last time he went.
Oh, he know. He understands.
Yeah.
He understands.
And Tim definitely know.
Was it difficult, Coach? Was it difficult to train 3 different fighters within 3 months? I mean, all their fights back to back to back.
No, not really.
Detailing.
Not really. I love this stuff, and you figure out a way to make it work for all the athletes, and they fall in line. They do the work, and you get.
Is it one destination, or do you have to keep moving to like different areas, or do they come to you? Like how does that work?
I was in Vegas with Mikaela. I was in Vegas. For first, I was in Connecticut with her for the Olympics. She was commentating. We trained there for 2 weeks, and then we went to Vegas. So by the time my conditioning was up with Mikaela, training camp was starting with Regis, so it worked out perfectly.
Okay.
I was done. I don't condition 2 weeks before the fight. I'm done. There's nothing else more I can do.
Yeah.
So
And Coach, we
I
say
let it
3,
roll.
but I think it's 4. I think it's 4 because Rocky Hernandez just won a title, right?
Well, I worked with Rocky a little. I can't say I was his conditioning coach.
Oh, okay.
I was there and I was doing stuff. I was just helping Coach K out. Every once in a while, I'd do something with Rocky. But what a
Yeah,
fucking tough ass
good
kid, bro.
too.
I like that kid. I
I
love to
like
work with him. But he wasn't one of. I can't say that I'm a part of his team.
Right.
You know, I'm not his conditioning coach. I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
I was actually in Vegas the first time working with Josh Greer.
Yeah.
And Josh Greer fight didn't fall through. I don't know what happened with that, but
His team's good people. I met them. They're with Vinalo Lopez too, Kiki and that Hector over there. Yeah.
Yeah. I met Hector some years ago when I was working with Hannah Gabriel. He was working with Hannah. But you know, I stay away from all the business of boxing, man. I just stay in my lane, do what the fuck I do, get my money, and keep moving.
Yeah, man. That sound like somebody was saying. That sound like somebody saying they left a Diddy party early. You gotta read the small print on them NDAs. You don't know what you getting into.
Man,
but I left early.
Hell yeah. Get out of there. Get out of Dodge.
Hey guys, I gotta get out of here. Cool. So, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'll see you guys next week, man.
Thank you.
Right.
Hey, Tim's training for a fight, guys. How's an upcoming fight? Any tips that you could give him, man? Probler, you get with Tim, man. He's got a fight coming up. So,
oh, really?
Getting back in the ring, yeah.
He is.
Tim don't want that work. Tim don't want that work. He gonna need about a year.
Fighting a youngster too. He's fighting a guy in his 20s, man. So
you can't.
You gotta let him get a couple in under his belt before he gonna get beat up.
Right? Yeah, I think so.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. I promise you. If I had to pick 2 things that I would do for a fighter, would be to run. Well, maybe 3. To punch. To punch. To punch.
Punch to punch.
Punch. Hit that heavy bag. Take your runs. If you just want to do some basic stuff, because remember, your legs got to be in shape. You got to have punch resistance. And I'm talking about punch resistance where when my legs are hitting the ground, that muscle builds up lactic acid. The same with boxing. When you hit that bag, it helps the lactic acid resistance, which is punch resistance. So I will punch the bag. You know, you start out at different levels, hit the bag, go slowly, hit the bag, get your runs in, don't miss no fucking days, and do your ab work. That's it. Simple.
Good to know.
Yeah. Just punch, because you go ask your body to punch. If you ain't been punching, it's not gonna happen. You can spar, but guess what? You're not gonna throw 100 punches around the sparring, but you can do that shit on the bag. So punch. Eat good, sleep, and you'll do good.
Hey, did you see any well, you know what, that's not a fair question. I was gonna ask if you saw some things that that maybe you noticed on her when she was fighting that maybe you would do something a little different with.
No. I tell you what, we can get better. We can get better. We can get stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, we can. So when I'm looking at Mikaela, I'm like, yes, great fight, but guess what? This is not my first time working with her. When you see her fight again, she's gonna look way better and be way stronger. They done fucked up now, like the old boy said.
Especially at that weight. Yeah, at that weight. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at that weight.
Oh yeah. She listen. Mikaela has so much physical upsize.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. I can do this without getting her any bigger than what she is. She just, when you see her again, the next fight, she's gonna even look harder.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna look harder. She's gonna be way stronger.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know more or less what she would like to do next? You think a rematch? They probably try to do a rematch in the UK or something.
Man, I don't know what they're gonna do.
I know she wants
Whatever
Bumgarner.
they do, she's gonna be ready.
She wants Alicia, bro.
I like
Yeah, that's what I want to see, Alicia again.
Bumgarner to come up. She's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, the weight factors in now.
And the build up to that fight would be
And Mikaela
excellent.
Yeah.
The build up, if there's a second fight, that build up to that fight, I'd pay a ticket just to be at the press conference.
Yeah, yeah.
That one.
Hey,
Yeah,
as long as they throwing paint and not bananas.
That's why they fill out the garden. I guarantee you.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I think that bad blood will build into it. You know, I like both of them.
Right.
Hey, Alicia,
You
she
said-
fought this past weekend, so she looks like she's ready to step back in there. So that's something that we'd be looking forward to for sure.
The garden would be great, and not the theater, the big house. And I'm selfish, so I wanted to come over to my city because I'll be there. So but the big house that would sell out. I think it sells out.
I think it would.
And I'm going to tell you something. I got to admit something to you guys. I don't know if you guys know this. I criticized this fight because as a New Yorker, I wanted to see Xander as the main event. Because the Puerto Rican population is big.
Yeah.
I'm half Puerto Rican, so I support the Puerto Rican fighters. So and then I like Shushu. So I was like, why are these girls headlining the fight? And I criticize it. And you know what? I have to eat my words, and that was the best fight in the card. And what's a shame about it, I don't know if you noticed this, Elvin. What's a shame is after the Xander fight, because it started so late, a lot of people left.
I saw that.
So a lot of people missed out on a great fight.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
No, that was the best fight on the card for sure.
Absolutely.
He's bigger than I thought he was. My daughter was born in Puerto Rico. I went to college in Puerto Rico, man. I love Puerto Rico. I love it.
Yeah.
All the Puerto Rican fighters, they work their ass off. I met a young Puerto Rican fighter, a young kid, a real young kid.
Yeah.
He's from the town that I went to college in, Caguas. The little kid.
Caguas, okay.
Top ranked.
Nice.
Yeah, I was. Every time I mention Puerto Rico, man, it's a soft spot in my heart, man, because Puerto Rico turned me into a man, bro. I'm telling you, I went there, I was 18, didn't know shit, I was hot-headed.
Talk to him. That's what's up, man. I got a lot of Puerto Ricans watching right now.
Shout out to Puerto Rico. I've been there a number of times. Got a lot of Puerto Rican friends. It goes down there. I've been there.
Oh, yeah. I love Puerto Rico.
A number of places.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I would love you guys to come back here in New York and maybe and headline again. I won't talk shit about it again.
Maybe it's a Bumgarner fight. You never know. I tell you what. You see this hat I got on? I gotta get a shout out to my son-in-law, man. Son-in-law does detailing. He the best in the Garden State area, bro. You ever in Hoboken? He does all the cars. He was on today's show. He does all these good detailing business, man. Check him out right here.
All right.
Oh yeah,
I'll be in Jersey in 2 weeks. There's a card in the convention center.
Look him up.
Yeah.
You see that hat, coach? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's detailing. Okay.
Yeah, hook him up, man.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to your family, coach, man. You have a beautiful family.
Listen, I told him, look, my son-in-law, all his family athletes. My side of the family athletes. My grandson, he gonna be the best out of all of us. That dude was hitting baseball off the tee at 1. He's 2. And you know what's the other funny thing? He got the same birthday as Devin Haney. That's crazy.
Hey, coach, I got a question from Raheem. He's in the chat. I was trying to get him to come up here. I sent you the link, Raheem. But Pro Say, the one that does the boxing gloves, he wants to ask your opinion on Devin Haney suing Ryan Garcia. He wanted me to ask you.
Man, they be trying to get me in trouble. I try to answer that question. But look, I'm gonna tell you something. We don't know what Haney feels. The young champ, he feels a certain way about the fight, and whatever he want to do, he can do. I don't really have any opinion on that thing, man. Everybody has their own feelings about it, and shit, who knows? He may win. I don't know. But Garcia put himself in position for stuff like this to happen.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I can't even answer that question. But if the young champ feels that way, then that's the way he feels. I don't have no opinion on it. I can't say it's wrong or right. I don't know. But it was hell of a fight.
What y'all think about it?
With you there for sure.
Right.
With you there. It came up on my little podcast earlier this morning. And I was saying, hey, Haney has the right to do it. You know, like Coach said right there. Hey, he's the one who was in there, so is his legacy, is his situation to deal with him and Ryan. So I'm neither. I'm neutral in it as well, as far as I can't clown him or anything just because he's doing it, but hey, he's the one who went in there and took those shots.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there's been other lawsuits as well. This is not the first time a fighter sued another fighter after a fight. There's been multiple times that promotions have been sued after a fight. You remember and he won when it was
Was it
it was Arturo Gotti. It was Gotti and Gamache, the guy that trains Wale. I'm saying his name wrong.
Oh yeah,
was it
Gamache?
Gamache, something like that.
Yeah, I know you're talking
I might
about.
be saying his name wrong, but they sued because he came in way overweight, and he had to retire after that fight. He took a beating, and Gotti came in like almost 40 pounds over him. It was crazy. So there's been lawsuits in the past. So I mean, you can't criticize Haney for that. I mean, they were in the ring. They know they signed the contracts. They had all the dealings, with the promotions. They know what's going on. So if they got a lawsuit, and and think about this. What attorney is going to take a case that they don't think they can win anyway?
Right.
So the attorney would say, "Nah, you don't have a case." So if they got an attorney that believes that they got a winning case, then you know what? Something was wrong. And guess what? I want to know about it too. I want to hear about it. And I think more stuff is going to come out as well. So, hey, more power to them. I have no problem with it.
So I mean, all this stuff really, because I've heard all these opinions about it. And I see the answers for the opinions based on a cultural line versus what's the difference between right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I got a problem with it. So if a person is using PEDs or they're using, steroids, let's just say the word, right? If you use that and you get in a fist fight with somebody, what do you call that? Is that attempted murder? Is that assault?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is that a battery? Like, what is it? So it needs a title.
I don't know if it's a charge, but in the sport, in any sport that's drug testing, it's a foul. There's suspension. So it's not fair.
But you're using an illegal substance.
Yeah.
Number one, you're using an illegal substance.
Yeah.
And it's going to cause you to be able to do something to somebody that you might not be able to take back. So I'm not gonna knock at people calling them soft and this and that, but whatever, man, that's his thing. But if y'all start talking that cultural smack, I got an X on my forehead. I can get straight to it, but I'm neutral for the most part.
Yeah. Hey, and that's a good point right there. And Coach, you would know firsthand. So what do you think this is a little bit different about, like the stuff that fighters are putting in their body in terms of, someone like Ryan, for instance, you could say, "Oh, I didn't know what I was taking or whatnot." What are your thoughts surrounding that?
Well, I think in some incidents it could be that you don't know what the coaches give you. But when I competed in track and field, the sport was dirty. The top guys was doing shit that you never imagined. You remember Lance Armstrong? He passed all the drug tests. Marion Jones, all the drug tests. So as an athlete, fuck that. I don't want nobody dirty. If you dirty, then make the shit legal so everybody's on an even playing field.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying make it legal. If you want to make it, you can't catch cheaters. The best man to win. So I don't condone that shit. I mean, if you take you're gonna have an advantage.
Exactly.
You're gonna have
especially
I mean, shit. I mean, you're not supposed to do it. People do it because they believe in their heads that it's going to be an advantage. And physically, if you're taking something that's going to make you stronger, if you're stronger, that means you're more powerful, you're a lot more flexible, you recover faster, and you can work longer. That's all boys do. You got to have the talent. But it's going to make, if I ran 8 times 200 meters, I'll be running 20 of them motherfuckers because that's what it does. It gives you the ability to work longer.
Yeah.
So if you work longer, you'll be in better shape.
And the science says that even after you stop using it, you still are going to be receiving some of the effects.
Yeah, so that's why they have cycles. They call them cycles.
Yeah.
They use it and they done. And boxing don't have enough fucking drug tests. They don't randomly test. I remember being in the fucking movie theater, telling the IOC where I was. They came to the fucking movie theater and wait for me to piss. Back then you had 48 hours to do it. I was mad as fuck. I was like, you fucking tested me when you got other guys that are jumping way further, running way faster. You ain't even testing them.
Yeah.
That's always a sore spot in my mind, bro. Because I lived it as an athlete, sitting next to a motherfucker that I know can't beat me. All of a sudden, he running 10 flat when he ran 10.5 last year.
Hey, we lived it in the military. Them random drug tests, they want to see it from the tip to the bottom of the bottle.
Absolutely, I like boxing. Boxing is a live or die sport. If you got athletes that's using that shit, bro, they can punch somebody, man. They can kill somebody, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to get better with the testing.
Yeah.
And if you fail a drug test more than once, you're done.
And it seems like
there's some kind of penalty. A penalty in the contract, a severe penalty in the contract. They're saying lawsuit, but this shit should be already covered in the contract. You know what I mean? Where there's like some kind of severe penalty, where monetary, whatever,
that money back. They'll stop, get that whole purse back.
Right.
I think they should force them to reset their body back to normal, meaning you're gonna go to this jail for a year. And you ain't gonna be able to take nothing, and you don't have to train until your blood levels get back to where they're supposed to be at.
It sounds funny what you're saying, but I tend to agree with you because it's a combat sport, and somebody can die in a combat sport. When both fighters are clean, somebody can die. Imagine somebody's got an advantage in a sport where you're getting hit in the head. I believe that in the contract or something, when you sign a contract to fight, there should be a stipulation where you got to serve time, where it's illegal. It's not only illegal, it's not only cheating in the sport, but it's a law and it's illegal to do it, and you should pay for the crime, right? Whether it's 3 months in jail, 6 months in jail, or a big suspension, probation, but it should be on your criminal record. It should be criminal if you get caught cheating. And especially if they prove that you purposely cheat, because over the last 10 years, more and more things have come out about cheaters and people popping dirty and stuff like that. Some people say it's accident. You got the thing about the legal and illegal doses. There's a certain limit on certain things, and I think they need to just, nip it in the butt and just make it illegal to do this and illegal to do that. And you'll see that these guys are not going to chance not only their purses, but they're going to chance, and their careers. They're going to chance, getting a record.
Yeah.
Maybe this lawsuit could be a catalyst for something like that.
Because there's some dirty ones out there for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But man, my daughter was trying to call me. I need to call her back.
Cool, Coach. Hey, I appreciate your time, Coach.
Right, Coach.
Man, I always like talking boxing with you guys. I get too hyped up, man.
I saw it personally, so it was great to meet you, man, in person. It was awesome, man.
I appreciate Skywalker. I appreciate it, man. Anytime you want to have me on, man, just give me a buzz and I'm in. But blessings on work, man. Continue to rise in this sport and give people real shit, bro, real talk. Because people all they want, but the real shit never fails. So that's what you guys do. And shout out to your podcast, man. God bless. We'll talk.
Right, Coach.
October 26th.
Yes, sir.
October 26th.
Regis Prograis, Jack Catterall.
Be in the mix. Peace.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, Coach.
Good stuff.
Hey, yo, let me get this off real quick, man. I'm the one. I got a moral compass, but I also am a firecracker when I need be. You feel me? But hey, look, this weekend we were entertained by some amazing and incredible fights. Shout out to all the athletes and stuff like that. But entertainment is one thing, but if y'all can, man, if y'all know people that have been affected by the hurricanes and the floods, there's nothing more important in life than being there to be supportive for people when they're in need. They lost everything. I'm talking about everything. Like this is the type of damage they got, is unrepairable. So we're about to be in a situation where you're going to have people that are starving. They're trying to find their way through the woods and through the forest, out of water to be able to get some help. They have no power, no electricity. The cell towers were all wiped out. So just, y'all make sure y'all keep an open mind for the people who have lost everything. And if you got some type of way to help and support, do what you can. And just, that's my message for that.
No, 100% on board with that. I think that is a good thing. And there are a lot of sites out there where you can help, a lot of groups, FEMA, etc. So check it out for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that they'll take volunteers too. That, when Katrina hit, what I'm saying, a lot of people went to New Orleans to help out. But you know what I mean. So
yeah, bro, bridges and roads.
Yeah,
you're gonna need
gone. They're gone. Like,
yeah. I've been hearing different things. North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, you name it, just all along the coast. Yeah, some places where you can't really access them except via helicopter. So it is a serious thing for sure. And I know FEMA is going to be out there. And for those that are interested in helping all that stuff, they can look up. You can just Google it, FEMA reservists. They're always looking for people who are able to volunteer. You would get paid, so it's not volunteer in that sense, but people who are able to go out and support these disasters that happen throughout the country.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, sports is one thing, and entertainment, but those things don't exist without the people.
No doubt about it. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop that in the chat.
Yeah.
Nice.
For folks.
Now, everybody on this panel, how many of y'all actually picked Mikaela to win?
I did.
I picked her to win.
I did not.
I had her. I think I went split decision pre-fight. So
I went with Ryan and I rooted for Ryan in the fight, even though, and I have to admit I rooted for Ryan because I felt bad of what happened to her. I thought that was messed up. So I rooted for Ryan. People were mad at me because I was in a section, like I had credentials, but I was right by the ringside. I had a ticket too. And I was right behind Coach. Coach was like 2 rows in front of me. And and we was in Mikaela's corner because it was that corner outside we was on, and it was like USA, and I was like, I guess I'm a Benedict Ardo. I didn't think of such stuff, but I didn't have no ill will towards Mayer. Like I was happy to show a great fight, but I wanted Ryan to win just because of what happened before that, So and I actually thought it was a draw. I thought it was a closer fight than what it was. I need to watch it on TV because sometimes watching in the fight and watching on TV, you get better angles in TV and you see it better. And then, when you're watching it at the fight, you only see one angle, right? As far as the TV, they're moving it around. So it's hard. And then people jumping up and people standing up pretty much the entire fight. So, it's kind of tough to see over people and through people and stuff like that. So I have to admit I was wrong. I picked Ryan and I lost, but I'm happy for Mayer because, she's been on the bad end of the stick twice, especially her last fight against Jonas. I thought she was completely robbed. She dominated that fight, but so I guess they kind of made up for it this fight. Not that it wasn't earned. It could have went either way, so congratulations to her.
Yeah, I had MD. I had a majority decision for Mayer. That's what happened. What it ended up being, but I didn't get all my picks in on time, so there are a chunk of them I missed. That's why I'm down there. So I only was able to do the ESPN fights. I didn't do any of the other ones, I believe, or some of the ESPN fights, but it had already started by the time I got my picks in, so I didn't really get to get everything, and that's why I'm low down there on the totem pole. With that being said, I thought that Mayer would outwork her in the tail end, and that's ultimately what happened. I saw the Mayer-Jonas fight a little bit differently. I thought Jonas deserved that nod based on what I saw. I thought it could go either way, but my thing is what I was talking about. I thought Mayer later on in the fight, she finds herself in those situations, which she didn't in this fight, where she's kind of just lunging in because she loses her form and you see her upper body forward more. And that's how she was getting caught with some cleaner shots from Jonas, I felt, in that contest. So that's why I wasn't arguing against Jonas having gotten the victory but that being said, if it had gone the other way, then I would have supported that as well.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm gonna for all our international fans or whatever. I'm gonna give y'all a little nugget. All right, do what you will with it, but it goes a little something like this. Don't believe what it is that you see on television. All right. There is a ghetto in every place in the world, and they got their own type of people there, their own type of ways. Sometimes you got to check in, sometimes you don't. But it's best if you traveling somewhere that you're unfamiliar with, you need to get familiar real quick. So if you come over here in the States, you might could get robbed if you walk in the wrong neighborhood. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You just will be a victim of circumstance. You feel me? So yeah, listen, I felt kind of bad for the girl that she got paint through on her, but I also believe that was her moment to step up and make herself like a legend by defeating the adversity. Great people in the past have experienced far worse things than having some paint thrown on them, and they've shown their resilience. So we're sorry that happened to you, but if we went over there, we could get robbed too, stepping in the wrong spot. So
I agree with that. You're 1,000% right, but there's emotion involved, and women are more emotional than men are. So she was very emotional after that. She was crying and stuff like that. So I think you're a little too rough on her in this case. I know what you're saying, and you're 1,000% right, but a little disagreement there, just because females are a little bit more emotional, and there's an emotional factor to it. So it took her out of game plan. But I will say this: Ryan and her post fight. So it was a close fight. You can't say robbery, close fight. She kind of alluded to that as an excuse, and not saying it's a valid excuse in some ways, but she definitely admitted that she lost, right? So I take that as she took it as a defeat. She may say if she won, but she said, I was off my game a little bit because I didn't do this, I didn't jab more, and and I came out fighting rather than box. So to me, that's an admission of defeat as well. So. But yeah, man, it's emotional part to it too, bro. So
yeah, we got her off her game. We got her off her game plan.
Yeah.
But this was another thing that I've mentioned several times in the past. Those pre-fight interviews, man. Like the dude who was doing the interviews, he said something to Xander. He was like, "Hey, so what do you plan on doing with this guy? He throws 85 punches around." Then with her, he was like, "Well, we understood some bad things happened to you. How do you feel about having that paint thrown on?" He's like, "Yo, I'm trying to get my mind locked in to go get in this ring, and you over here, that's psychological warfare, my guy."
Yes, that's true.
All day, psychological warfare. People use it in different ways. Ali used to lose it. He used to talk trash. You feel what I'm saying? So that's psychological warfare. And I don't want to say that women are more emotional or whatever, because in this particular situation, we're talking about a fighting sport.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to go that way with it, because I do believe, it's a woman versus a woman. Yeah. You got y'all dealing with each other. If you're hormonal and she hormonal and she get mad and want to beat shit out of you, then and that's what we got. I'm not going to say Mayer had something to do with it. I think that would have been a hell of a plan if she did. That's cold if they came up with that, because it worked.
Hey, the UK has done worse. The UK, there's been worse situations with cheating and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just messed up. It had to happen in New York, in my city. It was early enough where it wasn't really like crazy people out at night, because I don't know if any of you been to the Garden late, like I was. After the fight, there's a lot of craziness outside of the Garden itself. So, but
yeah, that's wild.
Hey, but you make a valid point. I agree with you. I just wanted to throw that in there a little bit, but no, I don't disagree with you at all. I just a little emotional because women are different than men. But you're right. They're two women against a woman against a woman, and it's just combat sports. So you gotta it's psychological too. So
I actually thought that it crossed my mind, honestly. Like, dang, should I change my pick to Ryan? Because I felt like that was going to take her to the next level right there when that happened. But I stuck with what I had there. And it was just a matter. I think even if it would have been men And I think that you'd have some they might deal with it better than the other guy, you know. So it's one of those situations. But hey, we got a good fight out of it for sure. But
she almost let me tell you, Mayer was hurt. I forget what round it was, but Mayer was hurt. She did the stanky leg, bro. Like she almost got her. She almost got her out of there. Like, you know, she didn't drop her, but she was hurt, bro. So BVO, somebody got to throw him out the chat. BVO's a clown, man.
Hey,
man.
Mayer had her stunned a few times, bro.
Early. I thought early she had her stunned. Yeah.
She caught her with some shots like around round 9 or 10. And old girl was like, wait a minute, hold up a second.
Yeah.
She just came to 147. How's she thumping like that?
Yeah. No, she definitely both of them caught their attention. I thought Mayer was hurt more because she wobbled. But yeah, you could tell in the face of Ryan's face a couple punches. She was just like, wow. You know, yeah, definitely. No, I mean, that was a great fight. One of the best fights I've seen in person. So shout out to, and I criticized the fight, bro. I criticized it. Yeah. I said there's no way this should be the main event. And look, Shushu kind of laid a little bit of an egg, right? You know, that was a close fight. You know, and I love Shushu. I'm pro Shushu to the death. Like, you know, and I just thought he laid an egg. He had opportunities in that fight, didn't capitalize. You know, they were screaming at him to throw certain punches that were there for him. You know, Xander did well. You know, he didn't get the stoppage. I thought Xander had a great performance. Tiger Johnson underperformed. Yep. You know, that was another close fight. You know, I thought Tiger might have lost that fight, honestly. You know, so shout out to the women, man. That was an excellent fight. And, you know, women's boxing, it's looking good. We're getting good fights.
I got to speak up for Shushu a little bit because ESPN and Top Rank, or, you know, those guys, they got some tricks up their sleeve. With this fight mirrored. This fight mirrored for me the fight that Shakur and Nakatalia had, right? They had a hard African punching dude that hadn't been really destroyed yet, you feel me? And he caught my man with a 4-piece. He caught him with a 4-piece and got his respect early. And that 4-piece was fast, it was hard, and he stepped around after he did it.
Yep.
So he got Shushu's respect early, and I'm not ready to say that Shushu ain't. I think this was a great learning experience for him. But if we looking at it from a perspective of, okay, is Shushu up next? They say Shushu 27, so it's time.
Yeah,
it's time. We got.
That's what I want to see him. I want to see him in a title fight, or at least a mandatory fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he's. You know, he's ready. You know, here's some things that he didn't do in that fight. You know, this guy, you know, he was a southpaw, right? He had a nice little, you know, reach on him. You know, and every time he came back to the corner, he was smiling. Like he felt good the entire fight. I was just mad because I know people were shouting at Shushu during the fight, throw your jab more. Yes, he needed to throw his jab more. But this guy, Sagawa, right? He kept lunging in forward with his head down. The uppercut was there. And I kept saying, like, the uppercut is there. And he did not throw the uppercut. I think he threw it like once or twice. I don't know if you noticed, he kept coming in with his head down.
Yep.
You know, so these are things like he's got to take mental notes. And, you know, the corner's got to kind of let him know this too. And he's got to capitalize on it. You know, but definitely a learning experience for him.
Yeah, it took him a while to figure out that the body shot was what it was.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, tell everybody about you, bro. We did about Tobler, but tell everybody, you know, you met Bob Arum, you met Zilly Zhang, you met Tio. Go ahead and let it air out, bro, because we got the biggest Tio female fan in the chat, BVO.
Big bang!
I got to talk to Tio female too.
Tell him about Tio.
I tell you what, I got to talk to Tio. I don't really want to talk much about it, but I got to talk to Tio for like, you know, a few minutes. Tio's a wild boy, man. He says some crazy stuff. You know, I didn't have the camera rolling because, you know, he was saying some really bad things. I don't really want to say it on the air, but he's crazy. But you know what? And one of the things I told him, I said, you know, one thing, because, you know, obviously people ask him the obvious questions about the stuff he said in the past and the other interviews.
We'll this offline when we get off, bro.
I'll definitely tell you. And
he ain't got to tell me. I got my opinions on him. He's X'd out, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely. And
we supported him We supported him. Black
He doesn't
people,
want me to say
we
it.
supported T.O. You feel me? We was on his side. We was cheering for him when he was fighting for Lomachenko.
Yep.
And he started, nah, Playboy, because you was out here doing all the hip hop moves. You had the, you had the ethnic haircuts. You know what I'm saying? You was doing all that. Now all of a sudden it's N-word this and N-word that.
Yeah.
No, bro. You love our style, bro.
Yeah.
You love it.
They asked him that, and and they even saying like off the record, off the camera, and he spoke a little freely, and he said some things that were like, he was serious, and it all started, I guess, when I said, one thing I will give you credit for is that you always show up to the events when you're not fighting. You're always outside, quote unquote. I give you props for that because you're always out. I mean, every time I'm here at the Garden, you're here, right? Every time there's a fight around you at the press conference, you're around. So I give you props for that. And then he said something, and I'm not gonna say it on the air, but and I was just like, wow. And I don't know if he was saying it kind of like to be intimidating or him just talking, the way it came across. But I'll share it afterwards. But
man, I've been a lot of fighters this past month, bro, and out of all of them, bro, there was one that didn't cooperate with me, didn't want to sign an autograph on a glove for me. I was like, what the fuck, bro? He's not even a champ, bro.
Wow.
And I don't want to say his name either. I feel you, bro, because I'm trying to stay in good relations, people. And when you start talking shit, that's where it starts getting you in trouble and starts closing doors.
Yeah.
So that's why I won't say shit either on mine. But I had not a similar experience, not like yours. Your shit was crazy. But mine was like, I got a bad rub on a fighter that a lot of people like. You know what I mean? I noticed that,
Yeah. No, T.O. didn't say anything like disrespectful. It was just what he said was just like I guess it was like kind of warning. When I explain it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But for the most part, T.O. talks to everybody, so you can't. That's why I give him credit. He let me tell you, the media was all around him. And the only reason I got to see him afterwards was because we came out another way. And, I just finished talking like Timothy Bradley, and we came out to the side, and I was with another guy that covers sports as well. And he was talking to T.O.'s father. So I was there waiting, and we all live in the Bronx. So we all kind of like took an Uber together. But for the most part, everybody's pretty cool, man. I've met so many people, who are not fighting. Like the fighters, you'll get to see them. I don't like to stress them after their fights, because they usually after the fights, when they're fighting in theater, they come back in the crowd, they sit, they watch, and they're there for you to talk to. But there's other guys that Jermaine Ortiz was there. I met Kid Kansas, real cool dude. I got his number. I'm hopefully, I could call him up and he'll do an interview with us. Ali Feliz, Steven Navarro, Khalil Cole, Big Bang Zhang, right? I didn't get his number, but you had all these guys. They were very approachable. They talked. His trainer, Sean George, like he was there, gave me a pound. Everybody is very approachable. That's one thing. Every time I go to the Garden, I get these credentials, or if I buy a ticket, I'm watching. Mad friendly. So I can't. I even T.O. And this is the first time I've met T.O. Usually, I'll be straight up. I'm not a fan of T.O., so I'm not going to go looking for him. The reason why I saw T.O. was because he was there. Right. And a friend of mine was talking to his father, and I shook the father's hand and stuff like that, being respectful. But I didn't look for him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these guys, for the most part, very respectful. I never had a problem where a fighter said, nah, man, I don't want to talk to you. Shannon Briggs, surprised I didn't see him there last night. But Shannon Briggs was there. Berlanga was there. I didn't get to see Berlanga, but a lot of people approached Berlanga. And he spoke to them. Tony Danza, not even a fighter. He was there talking to people. Like the atmosphere at the Garden is great. People are mad friendly. They talk to you. Nobody's up, on their high horse. So I can't say anything bad about anybody, man. And it was every time I go to the Garden, I go to the fights. It's a great experience. And I'm not a jerk. I talk to people with respect. You know what I'm saying? And and that's what I do. Like I don't put a camera in their face. I saw Stitch. I took a picture with Stitch because I've interviewed Stitch, and he remembered me, and we spoke. And we talked about the fights.
He signed my glove, bro. He's a good fucking dude, bro.
Great dude. And he's an honest guy too. We talked about the fights. I said I had to ask you. I asked him a question because the Cortez fought Nova, right? And Cortez came in overweight, and he didn't look like he was ready for that fight. And I thought Nova won the fight, but in that fight, if any of you guys saw the fight, Cortez's brother was training him, and Stitch was in the corner as the cut man. And Cortez's brother every time was like, hey Stitch, what do you see out there? Hey Stitch, what do you see out there? So, and I was like, that was very awkward. And so I asked Stitch, and he was like, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird for him too. He's like, I'm not there to, give any instruction, and I was surprised that he came ask me. So that was one thing that I said I really wanted to ask him. But Stitch, real good guy. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm missing a couple of people that I met also Friday night. But it was a great show. A little underwhelming for some of the stars, right? Like for Shushu, a little underwhelming. And a couple other fighters, but it made up the main event, made up for it. It's just sad that a lot of people left after Xander Zayas fought.
What? That's crazy too, bro.
That was a sad point.
They missed.
They missed a great fight.
Hey, we got a special guest in the house. We got the singing OG. You guys don't know, he gave me the name Skywalker back a long time ago in the YouTube world, man. I used to come in under my government name, and I used to hop on panels, bro. Hanging off the building. So OG, Skywalker. So I changed my name because of him, bro. Because everybody would call me Skywalker, because of OG, and that's how I became Skywalker, man. So shout out to the singing OG. And he wants to come up and cook on the Devin Haney suing Ryan Garcia situation. And you can feel free to hop up, OG. We love hearing you cook, man. I gotta put the link in there. There he is.
Yeah, for y'all boxers out there throwing around those derogatory racial slurs, don't think that people ain't gonna pull up on you, man. You're gonna be in somebody's arena somewhere, and somebody might want to check your temperature. So just don't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm just gonna say one thing before KC cooks, and then I'm gonna sign off, but I'll let it keep playing on my channel. But I'm gonna repeat what I said to Coach Tobler. I'm not mad. I know a lot of people are criticizing the fact that Haney's going through this lawsuit, but I'm gonna say one thing, and I'll repeat it. I said it before. If an attorney is willing to take the case, then they feel like they've got something, right? Because usually a good attorney would advise you not to take the case. So I feel like there's more that's going to come out of it. So I'm not against it. And that's all I got to say about that. Skywalker, I appreciate you for having me on.
Hey, before you go, Tom,
you always helping me out with the channel. You know what I'm saying? I always send the videos and any pictures and stuff. And Skywalker reputs it because I don't know how to do this Instagram stuff. You know
hey, Tom.
Thank you. What's up?
Hey, Tom, man, look, hey, I was just listening to you. Man, I like what you're doing, getting out there, getting in the field, and I wish I could do it more, but I have my parents here, they're 80-some years old, so I can't do it as much as you do. But man, go ahead and do it. I retired from my job, but man, go ahead and get all that experience. And man, you don't know what kind of gyms you're gonna run into.
Yeah,
that's when
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's when your opportunities lie, because you're gonna run into one of them guys. Look at me and Ronnie Shields. We talk almost every day. Look at Samson Lewis. We talk almost every day. You gotta keep them relationships. Call them every blue moon. Call them and see what's going on. Not even by boxing. How your family doing? That's how you do it. So
and that's what we do. That's one of the first questions. I was like, "How you doing? How's everything? How's the family? How's life?" Like, I mean, I'll treat people the way I would treat my family and my friends. Like, it's real genuine, because a lot of people, and I've seen it with all the media guys, they run up to these fighters. Hey, what about this? What about that? I can't do it. I just can't. I'm too old. First of all, I feel like I'm too old for it. One, and two, it's just I just feel like these people got lives too. Like, I can't jump in their face. Like, what I'm like, I'll tell you, the last fight that Shushu, and not this one, the last one, Shushu knows it. Shushu's been on my channel and done an interview with us. Real good dude. And I said, and then everybody went and talked to the interviews, and then Shushu would say, I was like, hey, Shushu, what's up? And he's like, what's up? You want to talk? I said, no, I'm just here to say what's up. Go do your thing, man. I know you got a fight coming up. It was after the weigh-in. I said, you got a fight tomorrow. Go do your thing. I'm not here to press it. We'll talk another time, right?
There you go.
That's what I do. I can't do it. It's just, so like you said, you're right. That's something that I'll never do. I'll always come up. I'll be mad respectful and establish good relationship with these guys.
That's right, because one of their fighters might be in a championship fight. One of them fighters, one of their fighters might be in one of the biggest fights in boxing, and you get first scoop, or second, so keep up the good work, brother. That's all.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You guys have a great night. I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna keep it playing in the background, and I'm gonna go pick on Case Boy in the chat because he's messing with me. But MBVO. But you guys take care. God bless. Have a good night.
God bless you.
Good night, Thomas. Thank you, bro. How you doing, OG?
Hey man, what's going on, Skywalker, man? You still
Hey,
hanging in? You still hanging in with that name, huh?
yeah, man. It's a lot of people are starting to know the name, man. I worked 2 top rank cards this month, OG, with the
Okay.
Skywalker name. So I always give credit to you, man. When a lot of people ask me how I got the name, I always tell them the story.
Mm,
You know this channel right here. That's the
mm,
singing OG. He calls the fights. Always try to introduce everybody to you, but it's a hell of a channel. It's one of my favorite channels. My wife's favorite channel. Say what's up, babe.
mm. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wife, she do pay per
Hey,
views.
hey, how you
Wanna
doing?
She won a tank fight from OG one time on his channel, So
Mm,
with his channel memberships, he gives away pay-per-views. I
yeah.
listen to him at work, man. I'm always busy. A lot of people want to talk
Oh,
to
that's
me in there,
great.
but I'd be hanging off the building, man, or my phone gets wet.
Yeah, man. So, but I just wanted to come on to talk about the Devin Haney situation. Now, I heard what he said about he support Devin and everything, and the lawyer might have more than he has to take on the case. But see, the only lawyer is only good at what they tell him. And I know Bill Haney. I interviewed him like 4 times, and I know that he stressed the truth a lot. Everything he's telling the lawyer, they've been through already through the New York State Athletic Committee. And this is why I'm looking for them to throw it out. See, what Devin is doing is that his stock has plummeted a lot. And the fair that he had to fight with, that didn't help. Then, of course, he said he wanted a rematch. Now he changed his mind. That didn't help. The purse bid. Eddie said, look, you need to take a tune up or get to know me better fight for maybe $1 million. You can't get the 4 million that you usually get. That took a plummet. So they got to recoup every penny they can because Bob is not going to touch him. Eddie is definitely threw him under the bus, not once, but twice. And Oscar's not going to touch him. Now, he's not going to Al because Floyd is Al Heyman, you might as well say. And so he's kind of stuck because he's at 140, and I can't see nobody in the top 10 that he can beat at 140. And 147, that's even worse. 154, that's even worse. Now he's a good fighter, no doubt about it. But I believe he's at the end of his rope, and I believe he has some mental issues behind this because he got off of Instagram or was it Twitter? They ran him off. He had to start a new page because he got so much hate. And I think he's in his feelings right now. He's young. I think he can overcome it. But then again, maybe he can't. I don't know. But I will say this, Skywalker and my man Poppy. Um, sometimes you gotta, my father is almost 90 years old. I will listen to anything he has to say to me, but that doesn't mean that I have to do it. I will listen. I owe him that respect. I will listen, but I don't mean I have to do it. And I believe that it's more Bill Haney than Devin Haney. Now, Bill Haney won't his get back because, see, when you put the narrative out there that we are the face of boxing, this is the Floyd Mayweather era is over with, the Tank era is over with, and this is the Devin Haney era. Well, how? How is it the Devin Haney era when you got the easiest way to undisputed? Jamel Charlo fought everybody in his division to be undisputed, and of course, many others. But when you talk about suing another fighter and you sign a contract and everything in the lawsuit, it was in the lawsuit with the New York State Athletic Committee. How can they win that? I don't see anything, but the lawyer said, okay, well, I'll take your money and I do my best, and that's it. I mean, I think it's more to it, and then it's more of personal feelings. You didn't because this let's be honest. They gonna come. I'm talking about the defense. They're gonna bring everything Bill Haney said. Oh, I told my son to go in there and kill him. I told my son kill him. This and that. They're gonna bring it. Now we know that Ryan Trolls. How you know he was taking IV? How you know what was in that IV? Was you there? Was he trolling? Or was he just on the stage drinking a beer and it wasn't really a beer? That was just water in a beer bottle. I mean, what do we know? So they might get dismissed. If it don't go that fast, then maybe they pretty much will lose. Now he already got his damages back. And let me make this clear. They did not. And this go for Bill Haney too. Golden Boy did not get no punitive damages or reward or recoup any money. All they got was Ryan was a no contest. So you got to give back the money that was given to you. And who gave it to him? Golden Boy.
Boy, yeah, De La Hoya.
Right. So you can't do that twice. That's double jeopardy. You can't do that. You cannot sue him twice. And look, Ryan paid his debt to society. That Ryan gave up his purse money.
He's
Ryan,
suspended.
huh?
He's suspended too. He's not making.
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. He's paying his debt. And they want him out of boxing. That's not going to happen. We all remember the Margarita fighter. We all remember the Cotto fight. Cotto didn't get his old back. I mean, it is what it is. I know this is a different era, and that's an older era. But when it's come down to boxers suing boxers, and you have a contract, now everybody that take a fight is battery because it's a combat sport. You're gonna get battered in there. But I think the pride was hurt. And then the fans, they didn't help either. See, Skywalker, I call balls and strikes. And when you start
I call balls and strikes.
yeah, so when you start paying channels to say good things about your son, and Devin admitted this. He admitted this with Andre Ward. Yeah, my dad, he said, you know what, we're gonna do a YouTube go around to YouTube and boost your likability up. And that's what he did. But see, Devin needs to grow up. That's the whole thing. Because see, when he did that, he pretty much also brought in the childish ways. Tank Davis passing out mug shots. Teofimo Lopez looking for his father at the bar. Things like that. See, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. And then, of course, you go in on every time someone said that you got beat. Now, I'm no lawyer, and I can't really tell you how it go. But when that day comes where fighters start suing other fighters, then the game has been completely changed. It's already changed already. Because when I was coming up, I'm 50. I'll be 58 in January. We didn't have heavyweights the size of Usyk.
Right.
No, we had big heavyweights and punching with mean intentions. So now, and I'll be honest, I would say Daniel Dubois. He's the perfect specimen of a good heavyweight. I mean, he needs some more teaching, but he's strong. He's quiet, and he go in there and take care of business. Now with Devin, I don't know where he go from here. Some people say, well, it's not going to take a hit on him. Well, yes, it did. It already took a hit on him. He lost a purse bid. $1 million. That's already a hit on him. Turkey won't have nothing to do with it no more. Now, of course, he's not going to sign with Al Heyman, but I'm looking at him. He might end up with Eddie again. So, but we don't know what the future holds, but I just don't agree with it. That's all I'm saying, Sky. I just don't agree with it, And
Well, let me ask you this, KQ. When you say that about Devin growing up, I get what you're saying, but you know that most kids that just grow up with their father, especially in the inner city, are always spoiled like that. So I would say that what Bill is doing is kind of normal, and I look at him as I got to interview Brian Norman Sr. I think him and Bill are out of their league when it comes to managing people at this level. And I think you're just seeing that because they have, and this is not me trying to cast aspersion on them, I think they have no business managing their sons at this level. because they keep showing that hood side every time something they go there. I don't know if you ever seen that show, The Wire. Remember how
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time
Yeah.
Stringer would get mad, he go back to being that hood nigga.
right,
And I
right,
think what always happens with Bill is he always go back to being that same hood rat from Oakland every time he's angry. And I
right.
think this is nothing more than a ploy. I would call it it's a straight out con. It's a con to get goodwill because like I know, man, he ain't got no case, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He ain't got no
Yeah.
case because we seen Deontay Wilder get beat to death.
And,
you
and, and-
know,
and he had a contract. He
and
had a
he had a
contract.
contract, and I just think this is probably the first time in boxing we really have seen. Because I'll be honest with you, KQ, this has been a cesspool. The boxing we've seen the last 10 years has been garbage. It's not even close to being similar to what we've seen.
Right,
Um, we
right,
got two of the worst kings in boxing history. Canelo and Tank both are the kings of the sport, and they don't want to fight nobody.
right.
So it's like I think the hard thing is we don't want to romanticize the past, but I would say I would give Devin a break because I don't think he's as smart as we think he is either. I really don't.
Yeah. Now,
Because he
I
seemed
was,
No,
like a
wait,
daddy's
hold on a
boy.
second. I gotta give a different perspective for a
yeah,
different.
I got two too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, so look, Devin is like one of the first guys he really grew up in boxing with everybody watching on YouTube. Like it seems like him and his dad figured out a plan to make themselves relevant and keep themselves relevant in the sport through using YouTube. So they really laid out the foundation for that. Another thing, we talk about it every now and then, and some channels more than other, but there's this whole cultural war, man. What we see out here is Mexican people calling black people monkeys and niggas and all types of shit over a boxing match, right? And then they stick with Ryan even though they knew he cheated. So you can't fight against somebody who has a cultural identity that they're going to ride with even if it's wrong, right? So I get all that stuff, but Devin is backed up into a corner. I'm not here to apologize for him, but he everybody a lot of Mexican people don't like him. You know what I'm saying? And they've made their choice. A lot of black people threw Devin away. I see what him and Bill built as something positive and optimistic, where you got a father that's doing the best he can to be able to get his son out there. And I think he did a great job. I do
Yo, let me
agree
ask
with
you
my
this
man
before you finish.
BBO that maybe it's time for a different sort of management, but I'm not ready to throw the kid away. And maybe somebody does need to do a lawsuit. This cheating shit, these motherfuckers taking PEDs and going and fighting
Okay,
that's
okay,
foul.
okay. Hold on. First of all, it's not that big. Okay,
No,
it's
it's not.
a nana, a nana, just a little bit. You can throw in a big swimming pool. So that had nothing to do with it.
Olympic
You
style
know.
swimming pool.
So that had nothing to do with it. And a lot of weightlifters came out and they said they got tired of hearing boxers talking about it. Austrians don't do anything but make you lose weight. They give that to pregnant women. Now Ryan was tired. He was fighting in spurts in that fight. If he was on Austrian, Devin probably would have been worse than that. But he was fighting in spurts. He was walking into the left hook. He said he practiced that. But of course, Bill is not a trainer. Now I will give Bill credit. He's a marketer. I mean, he's a great manager, but he's not a great teacher and trainer. That's the difference. Now, sometimes, like Earl Spence's father, he's part of the team, but he stepped back and let DJ do his thing. He's just there for moral support for his son. Bill can't do that. And this is going to be a problem because Devin can't find no other trainer that's going to deal with Bill. Because Bill is always going to interject himself into Devin life and fights. And also, Devin right now, and I said this on me and Knockout show this morning, that hey, at 140 through 154, he can't beat none of the top tens. Where will he go then? Where will he be? Who will he fight? No top guys. Will he ever be a champion again? No. I mean, Just the way it is. Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, they on their way out the door. Now we got new guys coming up, like Adula Mesa, Shoot Carrington. I mean, a lot of guys.
Don't
We got
forget Emiliano Vargas, man.
yeah. It's a lot of guys. It's a new day in boxing. Now, the Floyd Mayweather era, yes, it is over with. The Tank Davis era, no, it's not over with yet, but it's definitely not the Haney era. Now, I feel bad for Devin in a way because he's still young, and and he got to make it work in his favor like Floyd did. He's not a big puncher. We know that. And so he got to turn that around. Now, how he gonna do it, I don't know. I'm not a trainer, but he can turn it around. He's young enough. He's young enough where it won't bother him. He won't be gun shy like Adrian Broner was. So maybe he can turn it around and he can surprise everybody. Now he does.
Okay,
how
Q,
did
let
we
me
get
ask you
here
this real
though?
quick.
Like, so the dude he got beat up. He got beat up by a guy who cheated. That's the point. Number one, that got beat up by somebody who cheated. They got rid of the win, but how is everybody ready to throw the kid away? Like there's people out there with 10, 15, 20 losses.
I think
Okay,
done some wild stuff, and
okay.
we ain't throw them in the trash can.
I think he left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Right now, remember that old saying he said that he had a loss erased in Tijuana. People said, that wasn't true. He said that wasn't true. But when he got that old back, he was dancing and this and that in the bowling alley. And I said right then and there, I said, yep, they did that in Mexico. I read it. I said, yep, he did that. Because they were so excited about that O. They thought that O was everything. Everything.
But it is though, KQ, and this is what I'll say. I get what you're saying, Yayo, but you got to remember the basic fundamental is this: being well liked is a skill. I'm gonna tell you why being well liked is a skill. There's two presidents that we had probably in modern time that people had their opinions about. That's Ronald Reagan and Barack Obama. And guess what? They love him. Barack Obama. Reagan had some of the highest deficits we ever seen in our country's history. Horrible money manager. Obama dropped more bombs than any president in history. Deported 3 million people. But they so well liked. People eat honey out their ears. So the thing you got to understand, it's not about throwing them away. You forgetting the basic thing is people protect who they like. They don't like Devin. They don't like Devin because we all know a Bill. Bill is nothing more than a con man. Bill the type of dude who, if you trying to do some illegal stuff, you worry that he gonna be the shiesty one. It's not Devin's fault. It's not even Bill's fault. The fact is this: when you let a guy who has no experience get on this stage and do what he's doing, that's what you're dealing with. And I think KQ, I think I would disagree with you because I think Devin is Paula Malignaggi, the black version. And Paula Malignaggi did not have the most power. He didn't have, a lot of stuff, but Paulie was pretty crafty. I think Devin need to get in the gym and work on his craft. Because if he get in his work on his craft, Pernell Whitaker wasn't no big puncher.
True.
I mean, he dropped Oscar, but that was more or less on the angle. So what I'm saying is Devin needs to take boxing serious. If you don't take the sport serious, it'll expose you.
True.
And I think he can beat I think he can beat some of these guys because I'm gonna tell you what, Boots got hit a lot. These guys ain't what we used to seeing, man. These are some of the worst propped up guys I ever seen. Do you know what Aaron Pryor would do to Tank Davis?
Oh
yeah. You know what Aaron Pryor would do to Tank Davis?
Oh yeah.
What he did to everybody else.
He would beat the life out of him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what Salvador Sanchez would do to Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say we also got to keep it in mind. There is nobody special out there. Abdullah Mason is good, but he's
still young. He's still young.
tomato cans up. And I'm from Cleveland. Now you're gonna look good. You better look good beating up them tomato cans.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, whether it's Emiliano Vargas, who almost got beat up by that old man, who got a lucky punch on him, if you've seen that fight.
Right.
I'm telling you guys, it's really very, very simple, man. You're dealing with a con man. And we as content creators got to understand, like, hey, the dude is what he is, man. That's the dude who
OG.
See, I'm gonna tell you what Bill Haney. Bill Haney type of dude who will steal your iPhone and help you look for it.
But
That's
I
what he
mean, the
would do.
business itself is dirty. Like that's
Hey,
what's
but you know,
that's what's happening out there. So we can't go and we can't make Bill. Like, Bill ain't the first one to do it. Didn't how did Bob Arum end up with Top Rank, right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We could talk about the
yeah,
mob. We could get deep into it. So
yeah,
it's the same thing with this Diddy stuff. I'm not just about to sit here and remain idle while I watch them make somebody the face of something that they're not the face of. That's an unfair assignment.
Yeah, yo. So let me ask you. You said how did Bob Arum get the Top Rank? Because of
Yeah,
Muhammad.
how did he get
Because
top?
of Muhammad.
Ali?
Because
Yeah,
of Muhammad and Herbert
Herbert.
Muhammad.
Herbert was
Herbert and
Muhammad
Muhammad.
Ali. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and
You
people
don't
don't
think
even
there
know
was some
this.
dirty business there?
Let me
Yes,
tell
it
you this.
was.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
this. Keep in mind too that Muhammad Ali is the one who brought Don King to boxing. So
Mhm.
two of the greatest promoters we ever seen came from Ali.
Right.
The main thing is when you got a guy at Ali's level, boxing is still chasing that type of king, and he doesn't exist. They tried it with Sugar Ray Leonard. He wasn't Ali. They keep passing the mantle on, and KQ will tell you it's just getting worse and worse and worse because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I love boxing. I've never seen a guy like Tank be put on such a level who's a 30-year-old prospect at this point, who hasn't fought anybody. You remember at 30 years old, Floyd was wrapping up being a 3-division champion on his way to 47 injured.
Right.
We seen Aaron Pryor. We see, you know, it's funny. People don't forget this. Sugar Ray Leonard ducked Aaron Pryor. He was that dangerous. So what we seeing now, I'm telling you, Yale, just remember it's a cesspool, man. And it's not Devin, it's not Bob, it's not about it being a dirty game. It's the fact that you're dirty and you tell us that you're not. That's what Bill does.
yeah.
Bill is the type of dude who will rob you and tell you, you know what, hey man, whatever happened, man, I'm telling you, Bill is the stringer bell of boxing, bro. That's
So
what Bill is.
does
He really is the
does
stringer bell of
Bill's
boxing.
actions mean we gotta throw Devin away?
We ain't
I
gotta
got
throw
a
him
question.
away,
I
but
got a
he's never
question
been
now,
a
OG.
fighter.
OG, when I first started listening to you back in the day, man, this is before Cambosos. I'd say like right before Cambosos. Bill Haney used to come on the show all the time on your show. We used to be able to ask him questions. I respect him, you know, because he put Devin, through boxing in Mexico and put him at a young age and kind of developed them. And I just like good dads, man, dads that are in their sons' lives. Even after they fucked up, went to prison. I got a lot of respect for people like that. But I noticed that, like what you said, BBO, it's hard to get. It's a skill to get people to like you. Is that the problem with Bill Haney, that nobody likes his ass, bro? That a lot of people have relationships with him, and a couple years later, bam, they don't even like him anymore. They can't stand him. They want to fight him. You always see him bumping heads at the events. Is that his personality, OG, or what?
Well, no. Well, what it is I had talked to a lot of guys, and they said, "Man, look, man, I just can't like Bill Haney, man, because he has got caught up in too many lies. He has contradicted himself so many times. Then he complained, or he's saying Devin is this and that, when Devin is not. But he tapped into something. He tapped into something where now Devin has a following. He has a following that they believe that Devin is the all be all, and they won't. If they see a picture of him, they still gonna
Right.
say, "No, that ain't him." So he has loyal fans. Don't get me wrong, but still in all, Bill claims he's from the streets, just like I am. And he knows the street code and this and that. But you choose to go the other route, and that's not what you said to Floyd. You know, you telling Floyd this and that, and you the street guy and this and that, but you turn around and the same racist comment Ryan made, you went to the same white man, to defend your son. So Bill been quiet for a long time. Why? Because he's been talking to different lawyers. That's what it boils down to. And Devin ain't talking about it. Bill is talking more about it. Man, maybe that's his job. I don't know. But I think with a new team, they can teach him how to defend himself more than his offense. Because your defense is your offense. And if he could get that together, man, he still got a chance in this game. A good chance. A good chance. And I hate to see good fighters, just get destroyed and just quit or whatever. I want to see another Marvin Hagler never lace up the gloves again because he got cheated or whatever. I don't want to see that. All we want to see is some good fights, and that's it. Like Tank Davis, people. I think someone said this earlier. Tank Davis ain't ducking nobody. He ain't hiding from nobody. It's just everybody got something to do, or the ones that don't have anything to do, well, like Keyshawn Davis, he got a fight coming up, but he still call out Tank.
Yeah.
Then Till, he don't have anything to do. He don't have a fight coming on. He just saw him top rank. That's it. But of course, that's not a good fight for Till.
Yeah.
I mean for Tank. So I mean, what he supposed to do now? Tank got a following where they just be happy just to see him fight. Period.
For sure.
They just want to see Tank fight, period. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Lamont Rose. I'm okay with Donald Duck. As long as we get to
Donald.
see him. Because one thing about it is, inactivity can destroy a fighter, a la Earl Spence.
Yep.
Terrence Crawford was smart enough to say, hey, look here, I'm going to go over here and grab this bag so I can stay busy. Then I'm going to spin that block and come back and see what you on, and Earl never took a fight, So now we got a purse bid, I believe tomorrow. Now I think Bud gonna drop that belt. I don't think he wants to fight for Honduras.
No,
Go
he
to a
don't.
purse bid, yeah.
That's
So
a
he wants,
bad matchup.
yeah, it is.
Hey OG, I was gonna tell you this guy that's in the chat. Speaking of Ronnie Shields, when I met Ronnie Shields in August when he was here with Vito Milnicki.
Oh, okay.
I told him that I've met him through your chat because I used to ask questions to Ronnie because you used to bring Ronnie on your channel all the time. But this guy that's in the chat, he's good friends with David Morrell. He's one of the biggest Cuban boxing channels. You guys check him out. Boxeo Conflow. He's another celebrity. I don't know. I'm getting all the big channels coming in tonight. OG and Boxeo. But yeah, this guy's a good connect for a lot of the Cuban fighters, man. Robizi and Morrell, they be in his channel all the time.
Man, I'm going to get with him because
It's all Cuban. It's all Spanish. Yeah.
Hey, KQ, can I ask you a quick question?
I talked to Ronnie. Okay, yeah. Oh, 1 second. I talked to Ronnie, and I can get the interview with David Real, but he said you gotta get a translator.
Yep.
And I said, damn, I don't know nobody that's bilingual. Yeah. So
I get you a translator.
yeah, if you get a chance,
I'll help you. If you need any help with a translator, I got friends too that always hop on in good interviews and stuff that help me out too. My Spanish is okay. It's okay, but it's not real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have paid attention in high school, but I was chasing the women back in '84. So but that's okay. But yeah, so I said I don't even know no bilinguals, so if you can afford to film me, and he can join me with the interview. So cause that David Benavidez sent over a contract over to Morel. You do know that, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I want to see that. If
And
that
you
happens.
want to see that at 175 or 168?
Right now I want to see it at 175. Yeah. Because both guys are struggling right now with 168, and better fights up there. You got Viterbia, Bivol. I mean, it's 154 and 175 is heating up.
That's another relationship that the OG has is with Team Benavidez. That's badass, man. We always get good interviews with David before his fights with Singing OG.
Oh yeah. I had Jose on a couple of weeks ago, and Yeah.
No, he's
Hey,
Morel.
KQ, let me ask you this real quick, man.
Bo. Yeah, you want to ask me something?
Is it just me, or does David Morrell look like everything we thought Jamal Charlo would be?
Yeah,
And before you answer, I'm gonna say, the reason I say that is Ronnie's known for being strict. He's known for he don't play no games. You do what I say, or you out of here. Because you see why Jamel left. And I say that because I feel like this is the first time I ever seen Ronnie just letting him do it, see what he gonna do. It's almost like a granddad watching his grandson play. I almost want to see what he gonna do. I've never seen Ronnie be so, come on, kid, let's see what you can do. Is that just me, or does he see something special in David Morrell?
No, he sees something special in David Real, and it seems like to me he's trying to boost all his fighters up. Now, he don't mind, because we talked about this on the show, I think, once before. But when Jamel came to him and said, "Look here, Ronnie, Derrick James, you familiar with him? We've been going to fights together, this and that, and I think we got a chemistry here." And Ronnie jumped up and said, "Man, look, go for it," right? He's like, right away, go for it. Because, see, they are identical twins. And every time he comes in the gym, they going at it in the ring. I mean, going at it, like a real fight. And he got tired of it. Same with FP Java. FP Java. He couldn't tell him what to do or how to do it, this and that, while this girlfriend, she gets in there and said, "No, I think you should do it this way." And that got under Ronnie's skin. And Ronnie got rid of FL Jabba.
Right.
I mean, sometimes, you gotta, but Kid Oscar, he gonna be the next one, because dad is keep interrupting their practice sessions. Cause Ronnie, what he does is 2 in, 2 out. What he does is 2 hours, then the next one come in. They're in rotation. Jamel, you're right. Jamal, you're right. He's everything except a southpaw, and he should have been what Morrell is right now. He should have been stronger. He has the reach. He has power, but now that don't mix with a mental issue, you know. And I always tell people, no, leave Jamal out of it, because Jamal is not ready, and he's not ready mentally. So of course Jamel said, "Hey, I'll take his place," and Canelo was cool with it. So he grabbed the bag. Then guess what? They end up not speaking for a while, just because of that. And the wives, they don't get along. So now they both back in the gym. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. Morrell, he sees something. Morrell, he's young, and he put that man in a coma. Adios. I call him adios, but he put him in a coma.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let Morrell go see him, because he wasn't Nancy Ken, But then once he came out of it, the mother let Morrell come up, and he apologized. And this is boxing. Things do happen, but you do feel bad if you hurt someone, It's a sport, So, but Ronnie, he don't play though. He look quiet.
Yeah, he don't play.
Yeah, he look quiet and everything, but he don't play. Now,
Hey, OG, do you know how to turn on the subtitles for Spanish whenever your show is going on? Do you put on subtitles for a Spanish audience so they can listen to you?
No, you put subtitles on if.
Yeah, because Boxeo said there's a way you can do it. He's like, Sky subtitles Espanol on. So
Well, wait a minute. Can the audience hear my Spanish, or they hear my English?
it'll be translated to Spanish. Everything you're saying will be translated in Spanish so they can understand you better. And he said there's a way to do it. So I was just wondering if you knew how to do it.
No, you know what? I'm gonna start reading up on StreamYard and stuff. 'Cause I heard they going up.
Yeah,
Man, good luck with that, bro. You don't ever talk to Alexa or Google or Sirius. They don't understand black lingo. We could say a word one way, and they'll give you a whole other artist.
I know, man.
Man, that shit don't work, bro. The facial recognition software, none of that shit works, bro. It don't work for us.
You
I
cold.
mean, that's just like that microphone I use on my cell phone. See, I'm old school and I'm not very good at texting. So I use a little microphone to say what I want to say. And I was texting KO knockout boxing, and I said, "Well, KO, I need for you to do this for me. You know, man, I appreciate you do, man. Man, one love, right?" Then he get the text and saying, "Man, KO, you know, I love you, right?" And you know, and I'm like, I didn't say that, right? He said,
Man,
KQ, you love me. I said, wait a minute, hold on, dude. I didn't mean it like that. They got it all wrong.
Oh, that was crazy, KQ. Balls, man.
Man,
That was
I
man, they
crazy.
said,
get it wrong
I,
all the time.
I said, yeah, I mean, you're a good dude and everything, but I ain't in love with you, dude. I'm sorry. You know, man. So I don't know what, man.
The
And
remote controls that do voice talking, they get it wrong all the time. Is
you know, I don't know, man. You know, and then come find out they stopped teaching manuscript cursive in the schools here in Chicago.
how you supposed to sign a check digitally?
Thank you. Print your name. Print
You know,
your name.
it's sad. It's sad to see how things are getting worse, man. Because
Yes.
I was something with Teofimo Lopez, and I know Skywalker had to give me a lot of heck. I used to support him, but I don't support no racists. I think these guys are missing the media training.
Yeah.
Uh, They missing just basic etiquette, man. Because I'm telling you, man, some of the stuff you hear come out these boxes' mouths, it's like, man, bro, did you? I know you didn't go to school, but come on, dog, you could just talk a little better than that.
But I know Skywalker, he took off, and I've seen in a couple of his interviews,
Hmm.
and he's a natural at it. You
Yeah,
know, he didn't have no schooling or nothing like that. He just, if you know boxing, you know what type of questions to ask. You
Right.
hmm
know, if you know the fighter, you know what he did before and after his fights, then you know what kind of questions to ask. You know,
Yeah.
so he been doing a fine job. You know, and that's how you grow. That's how you grow.
That's what I
And
want to do, man. I want to get off these buildings, OG. I'm getting old, man. I've been traveling, man. I did Phoenix top rank, man. I hung out with Michael Carbajal, legend, Hall of Famer, 6-time world champion.
yeah,
He was sitting right next to me, so the whole fight I kept turning in my chair. He was sitting right behind me, so we spoke the
yeah,
whole fight. I checked out his gym. I had a
mhm,
good trip, man. Starting to meet more people,
yeah,
getting cool with like Mark Chinook and yeah,
yeah. You get,
they're all recognizing me now, so that's kind of cool, like, oh, I remember you from Albuquerque, and so I'm gonna keep on doing it. I'm gonna invest in myself if I have to, man,
yeah.
and
Like I told Knockout, I'm
yeah,
retired. I did 31 years, so I'm not saying it's kind of too late for me. But I just like boxing. But
yeah,
you could turn your company into an LLC. Then you can write everything off. You can write off your haircut. You can write off your clothes. Anything that you have on in front of the camera. You'll learn. And then the context you making. You'll get bigger and bigger. Then um, your equipment is going to get
right.
bigger and better.
Hey,
You
first
know.
fight, I had no equipment. I had no microphone. So every time I did post fight, with the fighters like Angelo Leo,
Uh,
you couldn't even hear them because I had no microphone. So the next fight or this Phoenix fight, I came
uh,
prepared, man. I bought a light, I bought microphones. Everything was
right.
was more pro. So
Now, Blue Blood Sports TV. I don't mess with him anymore, but um, all he do is take two cell phones and get good footage. That's all.
yeah,
He's working smarter, not harder. You
I
know.
got my wife helping me. She's filming, and I'm able to talk to people, so that helps out too.
Okay, that's cool too. Y'all
Yeah,
working together. So,
yeah,
like I say, that could be your future savings, future retirement plan.
yeah.
Uh,
Get
um,
this
you
one
know,
network job. I work a job. I'll travel.
yeah, yeah. And that's what I liked about Ness, the Boston boys. They
Yeah,
relocated to Las Vegas because they started learning and getting bigger, and
yeah,
then they bring people in, and most people are from Las Vegas because they go there for sparring and things like that, and they growing, you
Yeah.
know.
I'm
And,
close.
and I'm
Man, I'm close to the Mecca. I'm about 7 hours, so I can always make trips out there.
That ain't cool, man.
and,
7 hours.
and
Yeah,
I'm the type of guy.
it's a long
I,
drive.
I,
Yeah,
and I'm the type of guy I like to see people do good. I mean, if somebody hit the lottery, they ain't giving me a dime, but I'm happy for that person. You know, I'm just happy for. I don't know. That just make me excited. You know, to see people doing good. And
right.
for Skywalker, from the time I met him on the side of the building, and I'm like, because I'm scared of heights. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, this dude is crazy as hell, right? He sent up there, man, with a belt around him, all the way up there, trying to watch the damn window.
Watch the window.
Yeah, man, I said, man, I'm gonna call him Skywalker, right? Because he all the way up in the sky, and he walking from window to window, So that's where the name came from.
Yep.
And but
Yeah, you motivated me, OG, to do this content, man. I give a lot of credit to you, man. Any kind of good connections I get in the future, man, I'm the type of person that, you bless me, I'm gonna definitely bless you back,
yeah,
So
and plus you got a good family, good heart,
yeah,
and BBO. I know I've been kind of busy and everything. I want to get on his show because he seemed like a good dude too. And my man, Poppy over there, he rational thinking, and that's what I love, and that's why I had to leave the LDBC because you want to think for yourself. You want to give your own opinion. You want to be able to go where they have good content and you like to listen to them, not because this guy mad at him, it's things like that. You want to be your own man, and that's what I like what Poppy is doing. He's giving his opinion. Hey, I have to respectfully disagree because
Yeah.
this is how I feel. I mean, and I like that. I like that because he being honest and he being for and he's standing on what he believe in, and that's how it always be. That's why I say everybody's welcome at KQ. If you love this subject or loathe it, you're always welcome. Let's hear your side, and we can have respectful dialogue about it.
Yeah, hey, listen, I've definitely listened to a lot of. I've absorbed so much boxing content from all the different angles, and
Right.
I understand that people got their beefs and stuff like that. But
right.
like I said, I get to standing on business, man. When I'm not with all that race stuff, man. Like, there's no need for it. You don't have to do that, bro. It's just they're athletes. You know what I'm saying? They're risking their lives for our entertainment. We want to come in here and make sure everybody wins. You give us a good fight, we buy the fight. That's it. It ain't gotta be, oh, you a monkey and you a gorilla and oh, you this. No, man, we ain't gotta do all that.
Right.
We want to go and show up to an event.
That you said something real, and forgive me for saying this, Skywalker, but I'm reading a book called The Delectable Negro, man. And in this book, it talks about some of the most heinous things you ever can imagine happening to blacks. They would eat us, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I think the thing you got to understand is just something I've had to learn is that they hate us. They hate us, and there's nothing we can do about it because we didn't do nothing to them.
Right.
I remember back when I was young, so I wasn't on YouTube back then. I'm probably a little younger than you guys. I would hear people call Floyd, a monkey and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, what the hell is that? And I think the thing you got to understand is there's just this thing where they just hate blacks.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder, Deontay Wilder could have been a bigger fighter.
He should have been a worldwide known superstar. The dude was like 42 and 41 knockouts.
Hey,
how
BBO,
is that not what you want to see in boxing?
But
I'm Mexican. I'm half Mexican, but a lot of the culture, like with boxing, it's racist. But like my grandfather, which is Bobby Chacon's father, he was a boxer, bro. He got me into Tyson as a kid, bro. And he showed me like, hey, just love the sport. Don't, I don't go. He used to root Tyson and other people, and he, it's pro Mexican. You know what I'm saying? So
I never speak English. LA Mexicans.
Guess it's all how you're raised, man. So I don't know. I grew
Yeah.
up to the 80s, early 90s heavyweights, man, and man, shit,
Uh,
bro.
let me say this. I see Shelton LBC or nothing in the channel, the chat. He's in the LBC and he's with them, but he knows the truth. He just fronting and he being a lapdog. He know I love, and
He a
he
lot.
knows that they all think on the same page. They all don't have no mind on their own. They both are yes men, him and Will, and they know that's the truth. How can you follow someone that say he's a pimp? And now I don't know about you all, but I'm from Chicago, South Side. Our pimps are not fat, don't have gout, and and there's no way he can be a pimp and he's short. No, that's not gonna happen. And I'm not gonna pay dues and knowing that you don't even know where the money coming from. I'm going to. I'm sorry, going to. So it's best that you stand on your own feet as a man. And you might want to take heed of that, young man. You know. Now, I want to say this about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder could have been greater than what he was. That one right hand had a knockout streak going. But once once everyone knows, okay, well, that's all he got. Then they gonna start outboxing him, make him miss, make him pay. He never learned how to box. And please take that damn glove off that broom, cause that wasn't helping anything. That wasn't helping anything. Work on your footwork. Work on your body work. None of that was happening. And then they blame Mark Brillin, which Mark Brillin had. I mean, Mark Brillin was the best amateur, one of the best I ever seen. He had a great jab, and I like it. I like it. I like what he did. I like what he did with Deontay Wilder. But sometimes people just, you know, all they care about is knockouts. And that brings me to Javante Davis. And not and Skywalker, I ain't trying to take over your show, but
Oh, you're
uh,
good, man. You're good, OG. It's a man. Anytime,
uh
man.
now Javante Davis, right now, I called it the Floyd Mayweather effect. And I said that this morning on me and Knockout Show. Now, the Mayweather effect was he kept winning, Tank Davis. He put butts in the seat, Tank Davis. And also, he's well liked, Tank Davis, until he started winning, and they start hating. And now we're at that part now where Tank Davis is getting a lot of hate because he's not fighting, because he don't have an opponent to fight, because they all are so-called are busy. Lomachenko, he said, I can't take the fight because I want to spend some time with my wife and kids. Come to find out, he was over there at a Riyadh season with Eddie, trying to hide from the cameras. So, which is fine, okay. Then Ryan Venezuela, allegedly, they sent him a contract. He said he has a rematch with Pit Bull Cruz. And, you got to honor a rematch. Now, of course, I'm quite sure Pitbull would took step aside money and still would have to fight him later on down the line. But of course, Robert Garcia, he said, "Well, no, we fight at 140. Okay, 140. Then, then you got uh, um Tank. Like, well, okay, Lamar Roach. Lamar Roach is a champion.
Right.
Like it or not, he's still a champion.
Still the champ. Yep.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter to a lot of people who Tank fights. All they want to do is just see him fight. And like I said before, inactivity that can hurt a fighter. So, Shakira Stevenson, how you gonna come out of hand injury and go fight Zapata? That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So,
well, let me say this, KQ.
uh,
Jim Gray did a interview with Mike Tyson. This is around Wilder was like 40-0, 40 knockouts. And he said, "You know what, Mike? You're a former champion. Why have you not embraced Deontay Wilder?" He said, "I don't know. I haven't got to it." But Jim Gray was the first one to come
hey,
to Mike
Bill,
and say,
I'm sorry, man. Listen, Shelton, please don't start with me, all right? All right. I worked 31 years. All three of my kids got degrees. My oldest daughter got her PhD. Okay. My youngest daughter getting her master's. My middle daughter already has her BA. I paid for that. Matter of fact, I'm still paying for it. This is how lies get out from country guys that don't have anything, don't even have running water in their house. So please, don't mess with me. All right. I'll have your whole little what 6 people left
"That
over there
brother said,
and bring you to shame. All right. And you need to stop all that drinking because your eyes is redder than fire. All right. Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill. I apologize.
"No,
My
it's
bad,
all, it's
OG.
all right. It's
Yeah,
all right."
I'm live on a bunch of channels, OG. My bad. Hey,
What I
No,
can,
that's
what I,
can't
okay.
do nothing about the chat, man. So
No. Don't worry about it.
this what I was saying was that Jim Gray pretty much just undressed Mike Tyson right there on. And I'm gonna send you the interview, KQ. And you know what he said? Basically, put it in a nutshell was what we don't get is former great fighters embracing young guys. He names David Benavidez the Mexican Monster. What the hell was that for Deontay Wilder? He was 40-0. Say what you want about him having the right hand. That's a lot of guys who only had one punch. Floyd
Right.
Patterson, one of my favorites to watch, he stayed getting beat to death going on the canvas. But guess what? Floyd Patterson was moved very well and marketed very well. What I'm saying is they just dropped the ball with Deontay because he didn't fit what they wanted. And I just think, to me, that's one of the biggest tragedies we had in boxing in recent memory is people not embracing Deontay Wilder. He was the American champion, a bronze medalist. Came off the doggone beer truck, KQ. That's
Right.
the dude we got to celebrate. That's the American dream right there.
They let a stateless person come over to America and play Sweet Caroline.
and always gave you his ass to kiss.
Oh man.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing I'll say, KQ. I just think in boxing, man, racism is just still prevalent.
Of course.
I won't say. See, I'm gonna be honest. I'm from Cleveland, so Spanish and blacks. When a cop grab you, gonna say they get on the car to the Spanish nigga, and he gonna say that to you too. So it's a little different here.
Right. Now,
Mexican
do
dude.
you
They
think
say,
that the UK, they less racist because they invented boxing, but we perfected it. I will say that. But it seems like they okay with black or white, as long as they sing Sweet Caroline and have a beer.
It's
they
a country pride thing.
Yes, there you go. Bingo.
That's what it is.
Bingo. 96,000 people they filled up in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but there was over 300 and some thousand applied for tickets for it.
Wow.
That's how you get 96 and 98,000 people there because it's an event. I mean, the UK is not very. Excuse me, the UK is not very big at all.
No, you can fit in Texas 3 times.
That's why you find the people from these small countries is like one of our cities is bigger than some of these countries.
Yeah.
That brother said, I still get over that kid. That brother said people ain't got running water in their house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's he live in the boondocks.
That boy Kid Q, he cold, but true Chicago nigga right there. That brother dropped one on us, didn't he? Yeah, you got
I'm trying to be nice because
my name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
Hey, but you know what I will say though, man. I just pray honestly that boxing gets better because we putting out an inferior product. It's like bad dope, man. And I think the dope is getting worse because now we only talk about the same 3 people: Shakur, Devin, and Tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the heavyweight division, thanks to my man Turkey Sandwich, is over with.
Turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
It's
You
it's
seen
looking
Fury?
bleak,
Hey,
man.
Fury
did you
is
see that? Hey, he came out with a trailer for tennis, man. He's got all the best tennis stars coming for an event. And he made a
Yeah.
trailer. Go to his Instagram or his social media and check it out, bro. That dude likes that like fucking Lord of the Rings or that movie 300. You know what I'm saying? That's his
Yeah.
kind of shit, bro. Because
Now,
he made a
are,
whole
are y'all
movie.
are y'all familiar with the PIF fund over in
No.
Saudi Arabia?
The what? The
Say again.
Uh, the PIF. Fanon called it the PIF fund. I call it the PIF fund. What it is let me explain this to you. It has something to do with Turkey. Now, what it is I went over and with my chat, and what happened is when Russia invaded Ukraine, that made the gas prices go up
Yeah,
over
because the
here in the
oil
United
comes from
States.
Russia.
Huh?
The oil goes from Russia. They have a pipeline that goes from Russia to Europe.
Right. Exactly. And who benefited off of all them the oil prices? The UK. I mean, Saudi Arabia. Well, they
Right.
put it all in what we call a PIF fund. I forgot what it stands for. Well, don't forget, Turkey got a boss.
Yep.
Turkey got a boss that's over that fund. And now Turkey got to January to spend because he been taking number of L's. He been losing money. Every fight he put on, he has lost money. Well, they said, well, it's time to ring in that money now. No more overspending. No more unnecessary money going out. Because see, they started an infrastructure over there. They
Right.
started infrastructure over there for to make it more westernized.
Right. For traveling
No,
too. And all that. Yeah.
for the rich and famous, put it that way.
Right.
So
They started with the golfers. Remember, they started with that lift tour. Remember, and the PGA got pissed off, and people were getting mad about. That was the first time I heard about them taking interest in our sports. Like that. I don't know if it's been longer than that. OG.
right.
You know the crazy thing about it, OG?
They up to something. I've been saying this for a long time.
Oh yeah.
They
See, they were
playing,
trying to take over. They were
they
trying to
playing a
take over.
long game, and they already every fight got the DAZN tag on it in the corner of the screen, and you can't reuse their stuff. You can't. They tag you and flag you. They're making it difficult for people like us to be able to produce content. They're trying to absorb. They're controlling the market.
Yes, that's
You
why
know the
they're trying.
crazy thing about it though, KQ? Ain't nothing we can do about it because they the seed of Abraham, bro. They just
No,
super
there's something we
blessed.
can do about it.
No, I'm not talking about just overall. I'm just saying overall, they just got that blessing over them. You see it. You see it all the time with them. Because they do nothing but batter and hurt their people all the time.
Yeah,
Boxing nothing more than a distraction.
yeah. 6 miles down. Y'all don't see y'all don't see the poverty. It's only 6 miles down, but it just show you the glamour parts, but they don't show you the rural parts. Now, don't forget, they are not our allies.
That's right.
Keep this in mind. They're not part of the G25. So they're always watching Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
The government is always watching him because he's come from a dictatorship country. They don't have a president 4 years you're out, 8 years or 8 years you're out. No. You got one dictatorship forever, or maybe his son might come in when he die. Like that.
Or do
So
somebody know where that Irish mob boss is at?
no, I don't
Did he
know.
just disappear from boxing?
No, he's somewhere. He probably out of boxing, but he's somewhere. You know. Now Turkey. Now speaking of that, Turkey was running a program because he's a soccer man. He don't know nothing about boxing. He just like it. Well, he took his ball and went home. He left everybody hanging. I mean, he took all his money out. He took all his money and left. And this happened in Africa. So, so don't be surprised if it go wrong in January. Don't be surprised when Turkey don't have all the money like he thought he did. Because he got to ring in that money. So
Hey,
You can
listen,
tell that
I'm
by how they doing the fights now, where they trying to go to the home countries and
right. They want you to fight over there. because
Yeah.
the entertainment.
I appreciate the show itself. I'm
Mhm.
telling you that part I appreciate because they're making it like it's an event. Whereas people who may not actually be boxing fans may just be there for a concert. They're there for the experience to be around other people. Like, I mean, where else in the world? Overseas, these people, all those countries, they just break out into song during any kind of athletic match. We don't do stuff like that here. Like these people, they got some song with like one phrase out of it. They might be cussing you out in another language, but they're gonna sing that song. You feel me? Like
Right.
we don't have that here, man. We should be dominating everything, but we can't get past our differences. People. It's more like people they hate you more than they love the actual sport. They'd rather see you fail than see you be successful. You gotta find a way to get away from them type of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Hey,
You ain't lying.
KQ, let me ask you a non-boxing question, man.
Uh,
Who got the best Chicago dog in Chi-Town, man?
the best what?
The best Chicago dog. Who got the best Chicago dog in Chi-Town, man?
What kind of dog?
The Chicago dog.
Yeah,
Is it hot dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to eat hot dogs. So
they make them in beef,
yeah. I know they do. So I get beef Polishes, but let me see. Who can I say? Maxwell, they do pretty good. Maxwell was part of the Jewtown before they tore down the University of Illinois and bought it out. So they moved out into the neighborhoods. But they make some good fries, burgers. I mean, if you like a little grease, it's good. It's good. And
Like
Skywalker.
Mr. Beef, so when I go to Chi-Town.
Skywalker, you don't know nothing about them Chicago dogs.
I do, because my family lived in. I told OG my family immigrated, man. My grandfather, he got deported from California, and then he actually made it back across. So he lived in Chicago, man. They were on 22nd Street and Cermak, Southside.
Oh, wow! I know exactly what it's at. I just go down. I go down there to the Royal Pacific. I go down there and eat. A lot. It's an older restaurant now. Probably tore down. I don't know, but that's Chinatown.
Yeah.
Chinatown right
These
there.
pizzas, boy. Woo.
Yeah.
White Castle, man. Let me tell you.
They got good food there, bro. Trust me, I've had Eric Giordano's. I like.
There you go. There you go. Giordano's is the best pizza in Chicago. Now I don't know what y'all talking about in New York. All right, they said New York got the best pizza. No, you lie. Chicago got the best pizza. I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna tell all y'all right now that I lived in Italy for a couple years and ain't neither one of y'all right.
Man,
they got a spot down there where it's called Quattro Formaggi. That's 4 cheese pizza, and the line is out the store and around the corner.
I bet it is
every day. All day. You get one slice. It come out of off these white ovens with these white rocks in it, and the oven been there for 100 years, 200 years, and that pizza is the best thing you ever eat in your life, and it ain't got no cheese on it.
Man, Italy, that's my dream trip there.
Yeah. And you gotta be careful though, man. You might throw some paint on you or something. You feel?
I don't give a shit. I change clothes in a minute. I don't care. Anybody can spoil my fun. My kids are older and grown and out the house, got their own house. I mean, I need to go somewhere, man. I haven't had a vacation in about 3 years.
Yeah, man. We travel over here, so.
OG, who you thinking? Better Beef or Bivol?
Man, I thought about it. I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna look at a couple more tapes. People keep saying that Better Biz, Viterbi, whatever. He's older. He's slowing down. But I just seen him wrestling a bear. Right. A bear. And I'm like, who does that? So, yeah. I mean, yeah. So it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter. Your age is only how you feel anyway. And I think Bivol, he's going against a tough opponent. This ain't Canelo. You're not gonna find material bagging up against the ropes to see where the punch is coming from. they're gonna be out there, and Viterbi is heavy-handed. If he just slapped you like you stole something, he might break your jaw or knock you out. So Bibble defense gonna have to be on point. Now, one thing about Bibble, you better not try to go knock him out, because you might just break your hand. Because he got a chin on him. He definitely got a chin on him, and he definitely got bricks in both of them hands. So I'm gonna have to lean towards Viterbi, you know.
I'm going with him.
At first I'm saying Bibble got the fast hands and he can outclass him and outbox him, but no. If he
Yeah, I'm
lands,
going. Better be KO 8, KO 8, KO 7 for me.
okay.
Bibble,
I
a
just
lot of
think
people are saying Bibble can outbox Better Beef, but I think Bibble's got too much baby mama drama going on with his
oh
ex.
yeah, she told on him. She told about the
Oh
elbows.
yeah.
She put all this business out there.
Yes, she did, man.
All of it. Hey man, listen, man. If y'all got some kids out there and y'all find y'all way to the bag, take care of your motherfucking kids, man.
You
That's
ain't
it.
lying. You ain't lying because
Cut the check. It just life will be
because
easier for you. You won't have to find out
She
about your
could be an
kids and
evil
shit being
bitch.
disconnected.
Lying, who knows? She could be lying, evil, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to fuck
that's
low
Oh
because
no, man, women. Hey, if a woman gonna cut you, she going in deep.
what I'm
yeah, but
saying.
she gotta show receipts, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
She
I gotta have the other side first, right? But she did sound convincing. You made a lot of money. Like she said, after he beat Canelo, he got a bag. So he came and she said he was like a man possessed. He changed his whole demeanor. Other words, he was arrogant, she said. And I guess when you get that type of money, I guess you will be arrogant. Now, it's a law. Now, I know a lot of people like, what? But we need a law like that too, where you can't go over a 33%. You have to pay 33% of your income for child support. Now, if you're making way, way, way more than that, 33%, ain't nothing but manager fee. Really, if you think about it, 30% you get it to your trainer. So now she said he ain't paid not even 1%. Now that looks bad. But then again, I got to thinking. Because I never had to go child support, nothing like that, but my friend did. See, I got to thinking, well, just because he's not handing you a check, maybe he handing that guy the mortgage check to keep a roof over y'all head. Maybe he paying all the bills to keep gas and lights on. Maybe he's doing things like that. Or maybe he should maybe leave that up to you. Or he might not trust you. You might go shopping. You might do this and buy the new latest purses. So if you got evidence of that, man, he
Tell you
might
what,
be good.
they got a whole TV show dedicated to stuff like that. It's called the ID Discovery Channel. They got all the
yeah,
murder shows.
yeah.
They say it's either cheaper to keep her or she end up in the woods somewhere. Yeah, I just seen too many episodes where
That's true. What happens if he paid for the house, all the bills and shit, and he just gives you the $1,100 check because she's crazy, you know, or she goes clubbing.
Yeah,
listen, man,
yeah,
but she put it out there, man. Hey,
yeah. And
ooh.
and now I can't say this on YouTube, but it was a lot of DM DV involved. Also, she didn't get into particulars, but never, never, ever put your hands on a woman.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
she said he was.
yeah, you know, and he's a professional boxer, and man, I just don't condone that, man. I got a good relationship with my ex-wife, and I just can't do that. You know,
But
yeah,
we might not necessarily understand their culture either.
that too. Yeah,
So like in different countries, they handle their women differently. and we can't just expect that the way that we believe is the right way to handle it is the same with them.
Right.
Some groups of people got women that try to nut up on you, like, yeah, and they make you fight them, bro. Like they get, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't strong enough to restrain that mug. You'd have been a guy swole lip, black eye. Then they gonna tell their brothers, and you got to deal with them. It's some different, you know.
Right.
People handle with their women differently, and
Yeah. But
if a woman come at me with something that could potentially cause serious bodily harm or death, I think that's the language that you got to put in there to say that you was defending yourself. Some things need to happen.
Yeah. Now, Papa, where you from?
I was born in Arkansas, raised in Michigan, but I'm a military guy who's been all over the world, and I'm currently in Virginia.
Okay, what part of Arkansas?
Little Rock.
Oh, okay. I got relatives in Little Rock. My oldest daughter went to Philander Smith.
A lot of my family's there.
Okay.
Near Louisiana, Mississippi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she went to Philander Smith. And the rest of my family, matter of fact, I have land. Well, actually, it's my father's land, but it passed on to me in Camden, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah,
then
I have some land down there as well.
Okay. So the tax is very cheap.
Yeah.
So what I do is I hired a couple of guys just to chop down the trees, and they keep the lumber, and they sell the lumber, whatever. It just and keep it cleaned up. I got a cousin down there. He just check on it now and then, and but and then you said you was from Michigan, right?
Yeah, I was raised in Michigan. So my first 9 years I was in Arkansas. The next 9 years I was in Michigan.
Okay.
Not too far from you. Buchanan, Michigan. It's like right across the border from South Bend, Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to go to Chicago all the time.
Okay, so all my friends, not my friends, all my relatives on my mother's side is from Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. So
yeah, I tried to explain the Skywalker this before, when it talked about like the Great Migration, where the people came from, they fled Mississippi in the South, and they went up north to work in factories like in Detroit and Chicago, Michigan,
exactly,
Pittsburgh. They went up north to go work in the factories.
Right, and got away from the racism which they thought there was, and of course, Dr. King ran into Memphis, which is still in the South, but still, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm just curious.
I want to say this one again. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go watch that flick. It's called Fight Night, $1 Million Heist.
Yeah.
Y'all make sure y'all watch that. It has to do with Muhammad Ali when he got out of jail, didn't go to the war. He got a fight in Atlanta, and America's top gangsters, they called them the Black Mafia. The Black Mafia came to go watch the fight and then go to a party afterwards where everybody got robbed. Watch it.
They all got robbed.
They covered the history of how people really felt about Muhammad Ali at the time.
Okay.
And I think that's important. That's an important lesson for boxing.
It's new movie out. OG, it's on Netflix, I believe.
Okay, I got Netflix.
Yeah, I think Frank Lucas was.
What's the name of the movie again?
Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas. I think that was his name.
Yeah.
The drug dealer.
He got robbed there.
Right.
This is boy. It was some shit that popped off after that.
No, I'm on the line. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hey, I got a road too, Skywalker.
Yeah, I got to drop too.
That was
good. Thank you for gracing the platform, man. I got to get you on some future interviews that I get. We can connect channels, man. You can connect your network. That's what everybody did tonight. That's why other people were popping in the chat because I'm connected to a bunch of different channels tonight. We're on Mo Boxing, no problem. They got 58,000 subscribers. I've been doing a lot of work. Okay. Doing a lot of work with their network, OG. That's how I've been going to these events and yeah, man. Shout out to Mo Boxing. We're live on his channel right now.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, how many channels you be on live at one time?
Like right now, we're looking at check this out. We got 86 Boxing. We're live on his Twitch and his YouTube right now. We're live on Thomas from the Bronx. We're live on his YouTube and his Facebook. And then
Wow.
we're live on Tim Witherspoon Jr., my co-host, Tim Witherspoon.
Uh-huh.
Witherspoon Boxing and Fitness. That's his gym YouTube channel. So we're live on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 platforms right now.
Wow.
And I didn't even connect mine yet.
Yeah, he didn't even connect his. He could have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man,
I think
I
it
might,
allows you up to 10 platforms with guests. You know what I mean? So
can I do that? Can I do that with my stream, y'all?
yeah, and your StreamYard. I just got the basic package. I got like the $20 package, or I pay 25 a month, and
Okay.
you can do that, man.
Yeah, I mean, we get to maintain our integrity, because we all individually have our own audiences, and
Right.
all of us have, we have varying opinions and different perspectives and things that we attack stuff from. So it's not like, okay, listen, this is our squad, and we were like ride or die. We'll beat you up if we see you at the fight type shit. You know what I mean? It's not. You can still get beat up if that's what you're looking for, but we don't do all that. We just want to go talk to people and help familiarize casual fans with the sport that we love.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We had Mikaela Mayer on last month. We got Ronnie
did
Rios.
you?
We had
I'm just going to ask you a
all
question
the
about
camps.
her.
We had Angelo Rio. We've had a lot of good interviews. OG, I like to get you a part of it, man. It'd be dope, man.
Man, because I really want to talk to Mikaela Mayer because first of all, I like to pick her brain. First of all, with Al Mitchell.
She was in her bikini. I don't know. It would have been hard to pick her brain. She was in her bikini last time she was on my show, man. She came right out of the pool.
Straight out the pool.
Oh Lord, man.
Straight out the pool.
Man. Man, I like Mikaela Mayer, and the other night, her and Ryan, they let their hands go. And I didn't know Maya had a chin like she did. Because she got flushed and kept on coming.
Yep.
And vice versa with Ryan. He kept on coming. So
we had her coaching on tonight, right before you came on. Her coach was on. We were talking to him about the fight and his training. He's a good trainer. He's Regis's coach. He's got Regis next, and he did Jenny Pucha. She won her last title, and then that's Michaela's homegirl, Jenny, and yeah. So he's on 3. If Regis gets this wins this fight, that's three world titles in 3 months that he's trained these fighters. And he's also trained Rocky Hernandez. He just had a big win too. So
man, yeah, Uncle Lynn, that's dope, man. That's dope, man.
Yeah, we've interviewed a few trainers and things like that. It's good to pick their brains.
Yeah.
And, maybe ask them some questions to kind of help casual people understand what's really associated with the sport that they're supporting. Like this ain't no, you can't play boxing. You can't be halfway in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's very involved. There's a lot of money involved, and the more that we educate people about it, the better they'll be able to understand. And maybe we can finally everybody start putting some support behind people that were born in this country or that came here and want to represent. We gotta fix that, man. I'm tired. I don't even think we should be doing other people's national anthems here. You feel me? Like, hey,
man,
you do that in your country, Playboy. We got blood, sweat, and tears for this one.
And that that been going on for a while, okay? And I hear what you're saying, but when you playing somebody's national anthem that's not fighting, then I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Why are you playing Turkey national anthem?
And it's his show. Hey, it's his show.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever heard that. I was like, "Oh, this is."
But you know what? For a fighter that works really hard to like get a shot to fight at the MGM Grand or T-Mobile Arena, and they're from the Philippines, and you know what I mean? That's a big fucking deal, bro. Like the Philippines come out full support for their fighters. I respect any country that's fighting, especially for a title. Hell yeah, go ahead and play their anthem. They deserve it. They've worked hard for it. No matter the location. but I just see it on world title fights like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it has to be like that, bro.
Man, the Mexican national anthem is too damn long. I said it. That motherfucker, I be,
Yeah, but sometimes you get some pretty ladies to sing it, bro.
that
That
was
makes
about
it nice.
3.5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's too
man.
long.
Too long.
We gotta change. We should switch ours up to America the Beautiful, because we the only one that we got. We're the only people with a national anthem that talk about blowing people's shit up.
Yeah.
Everybody else stuff is talking about something happy.
Lift every voice.
You feel me? Oh yeah. Hey man, people stopped watching the Super Bowl because they did that one.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
but Skywalker, man,
Yeah, cool.
it's
Much
past
love,
this old man bedtime, man.
Oh yeah, midnight. Yeah.
That part.
Much love, OG.
Hey.
Hey, Ernest, thank you guys for tuning in. Much love
Yes,
to
sir.
everybody.
Yes, sir. What you call him?
That's Ernest Johnson, but Papi Chuneo.
Skywalker be putting out my government information. You feel me?
He used to be
That's my name. That's my name. My middle name is Ernest. My middle name is Ernest. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
it's
my
Ernest?
name. Yeah, that's my middle name, Ernest.
Yeah,
And,
Skywalker.
No, your first name.
Y'all have my full government information playing around with Skywalker. I'm Papi Chuneo. Heavy on the Papi, light on the yayo. It works, but you feel me? You see how it just rolls off.
But I need Skywalker or Poppy. You can get down my link, my page number from.
Yeah, he does a show every day, man, Monday through Friday. Listen to him.
I've listened to several of his shows.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And I want to get that young man named as a bilingual.
Yeah.
And that way I can set it up. And
hey, hit me up on Instagram, and I'll even send you my number. But just hit me up and give me like a day or two notice, and I'll get you Puro Sur. Puro Sur is my translator. He comes on and he does interviews, and he's always down. He loves interviews.
Okay, that sounds good. Then that sounds good. I can have him in there. Okay,
cool. All right,
yeah. Okay. Y'all have a good evening and chat. I thank you all for coming in. Chat. I thank y'all for this past weekend of Friday night fights, and also I appreciate Sunday morning, the early morning show, and also tomorrow morning at 11:00 a.m. We starting all over again, baby. All right, the last day of the month. So let's get ready, because we're finna close this year out with a bang. Okay? So don't forget that Javante Davis said he will be fighting this year. This year. Now, who it gonna be? We're gonna have to just wait and see. But with that, that's all I got. All right. Everybody have a great day. I'm out of here. Peace.